Jim Beam. It's
Yeah.
a Sunday. It's a school night.
No, this is the thing. See, yeah, I've booked time off. So, like, normally I'd be like, "Oh no, I'm going to work." Whereas today I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not going to work." I can sit and drink whiskey and talk to Garrett and Justin. Yay!
Yay! And on that note,
And James, you can't forget about James.
yeah.
Although it's funny because when I look at him on the video feed, like I just imagine this is his face when he's looking at porn.
It's more like,
Yeah, he does have that face that's just been traumatized by way too much midget porn. You know?
Yeah, basically.
Traumatized. He looked like he enjoyed that shit. He's got a smirk on his face. He's all happy. There's a glow and an aura. It's
Right.
just the way that the blue light is reflecting off of your face. It just
You see, that's where it differs, because if it was that kind of face, if it was that window that you're looking at, it would be a red light instead of a blue one.
put on the red light.
Anyway, right. In classic myself fashion, we're already recording, so should we get to introducing our special guests again?
Yeah, let's go for it, guys.
And that's how he likes to do it. He just doesn't even introduce you. Yeah, go for it. Introduce yourself. Yeah, guys, thanks for coming on. Round 2. It's been it was ages ago the first time you came on, wasn't it? It was one of the first ones we did, if I remember rightly.
I don't even remember when the fuck that was. That was a couple.
It was
yeah,
4 months ago or
yeah,
something.
it was
I
like
want
months.
to say that was probably in September, maybe.
Yeah, it's when I first moved to Shrewsbury, so yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
That's gone by so quick, real quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for coming on. How you guys been?
You know,
Dying closer every day.
yep.
The usual.
One day closer to death.
Listen, guys, can I just say that I'm not the rudest asshole in the world? Me going, okay, go on, guys. That was a cue for you to go, hi, I'm Garrett, I'm Justin, and together we are triggered. Like, that was your cue.
That's
guys.
what I was wanting Garrett to do. But,
I didn't get a chance to do it.
well, every time we even start our own show, he sits there like a retard forgetting how to open the motherfucker. So.
Anyway, you missed your chance. I'm Alex,
I'm Jimmy.
and together we are Thors-Kin.
Yeah, that doesn't work at all. Yeah, I was just like, okay, there's just deathly silence, so I guess I better step in. But no, it's
Okay. Look, we can edit this out.
It's
and
too
post.
late. No,
we
fuck
can,
that.
No,
It's too late.
we're doing it. We're doing
Yeah,
it.
but he's got to fucking edit it. So just,
He can fucking edit it. He's a big man. He can.
James's edit is upload.
Yeah.
That's his edit.
See, we did this on
Yeah, don't-
last week. We had a lot to edit out because like everyone was real drunk, and yeah, literally all I did, I looked for the bits of the sound levels where there was a gap, where there was silence, where everyone was just clearly monging out for a bit, and I just shortened those gaps. I kept all the actual words in, so this isn't going anywhere. All I might do is edit that little gap at the start where it should have been Garrett and Justin, and it would
so you
go
promise
straight
none
into
of
it.
this is going to get edited out?
I'm almost certain it's all going in.
I'm so glad to hear that, James.
I'm so glad you bought a fart machine. It's the one thing that the show was clearly missing.
You know what's funny is this motherfucker was made over in London also. I don't know how it ended up over here in Tucson. So,
It's pronounced Tucson, asshole.
it's actually Tucson.
Fucking cunt.
So anyway, it is lovely to have you guys back on again. Like, you know, you guys are our transatlantic podcasting bros, and it's never going to change. So,
Yes.
you suck my dick, and I suck yours, as always. You know,
Of
and
course.
welcome to episode. Is it 25 now? 25, isn't it?
Yeah, but I reckon what we need to do is this just needs to be episode 2 of Thors-Kin Triggered. I think this needs to be almost its own thing.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I
You
like
gotta have
that.
some plausible deniability that goes along.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
with keeping it separate.
Yeah, I like your little thing that you put on Facebook the other, or was it today or yesterday, Al? I like the idea of it, of there being a number 3. And then number
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, I like it. And I like the idea of these fuckers coming onto our show and making it their own as well. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what we do, you know? We help each other out by trying to fuck each other's shows up.
Exactly. I mean, we wouldn't be triggered if we weren't triggering people.
And in the essence of fucking each other's shows up, we don't have shit written down to talk about, so we are eyeballing this all the way through.
Oh,
That's the way we usually do it.
Yeah,
so.
we've got a few things that we know to bring up, but yeah. So we were messaging each other really, just like, what's been going on this week? And it was just, yeah, exactly that. It was like, oh, I don't know.
Is this your guys' show for this week, or?
Yeah. I'm gonna get straight to editing this tomorrow and get it straight up. So, like I say, editing. Just click upload. Oh, who's the cat's arsehole that I can see on my laptop right now?
That's Garrett's asshole.
That's my pussy.
Good old Kirk, eh? Yeah, I've got a couple of things from last week. I just wanted to give a bit of a shout out to Ryan because he got drunk, bless him, and he was a fantastic guest. What happened with him was, I want to explain, he was really nervous about just talking. Like, he's a great guy. He's awesome to talk about when you have a beer, and he's a great stand-up chap. But he'd had a bit too many out of nerves, and he got a bit leery. And it's podcasting gold. But the next day, he messaged me, and he was like, "What have I done?" He was like, "What have I done? I can't believe it." And I listened back. I listened to that show 1.5 times because, you know, I've got a life. Anyway, I listened to it back, and it's actually perfect. It's probably my favorite shows we've done of all time. So I want to say thanks to Rai for coming on, and I'm sorry if we've hurt your reputation, but you know, thanks very much for that.
Just in time for that.
Well, we can edit that. I just done sucking Ryan's dick, so we can
Yeah, let's actually crack on with something interesting to talk about. So, what do you want to jump into first of the 16 completely random bullshit things we decided to talk about?
Well, actually, before we started airing, and before you came here, me, Garrett, and Justin were talking about our favorite Marvel movies, sort of like your top 3. What would you consider your top 3 Marvel movies? And it's quite interesting because across the board, it's quite different. It's very fucking different, if you ask me. So.
Is it are we sticking MCU or are we just going all around Marvel?
No, MCU. New one.
MCU.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think number 3 would be Captain America: Winter Soldier, because that was just the tone change that they did going from like the first lot of Marvel films that kind of like got the whole spy element into it. Number 2 has to be Iron Man 1 because that's just a fucking kick-ass film. And number 1, Thor Ragnarok, because there is no other right answer.
There is.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is.
Maybe soon to be Black Panther though, because people are going crazy about that apparently behind the scenes.
They are. What about in Arizona? What do you guys think, Garrett? Top 3. You think
My top 3. Okay, so. Let's see here. I'm gonna say number 3. Number 3, I'll have to put Antman.
Yeah.
Really?
I really enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
I really like what is his name? Paul Judd.
Rod.
Don't look at me. I don't know.
As Antman. And I really liked his character and his contribution to Civil War. But I
like the iconic scene of him stood on the arrow. That's fucking fantastic. That's the best bit for Ant-Man.
That scene, and when he became Giant Man, I don't know. I loved seeing that.
Remember that old movie where they were fighting the guy and he wrapped around his legs? I was just like, wow, that was amazing. That really old movie.
For those of you not aware of what he's talking about the classics. Empire Strikes Back. That really old movie.
Attack of the Clones is the best, bro.
So yeah, Ant-Man would be number 3. Now, number 2 is I have it. It's a toss up, and I mean, technically, he is part of the MCU now, and this movie is an MCU movie, even though it wasn't produced by.
Are you gonna say Deadpool?
He's going to say Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say Spider-Man.
All right.
Related to Deadpool because Deadpool wants to fuck Spider-Man, but
I love that whole fucking thing. So good. What about number one? Numero uno, senor.
So number one is probably going to be. I'm gonna say Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Oh, I forgot Guardians. You know what? I went and back and watched Guardians 2 the other week, thinking it was all right, but it really didn't impact anything. So I kind of didn't care about it too much. And Guardians 2 is such a good film.
Hell yeah, I love the second one.
See,
It was-
for me, I feel like Guardians 1 felt very organic and I don't know, it flowed well, the humor was fine and everything. It was a really well put together movie. And I feel like with Guardians 2, they were trying too hard.
Yeah, see, that was part of the problem why I kind of brought number 2 up just then, is that I don't think when the first time I watched it that Guardians 2 was as good as 1, but going back and watching it only a second time that I've seen it now, only 2 times, it was really, really good. It's a lot better than I remember it the first time around.
I know that the scenes between Star-Lord and Ego are phenomenal. The chemistry between them two people, Chris Pratt and what's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. The chemistry between them two and the passion. And especially that bit where he finds out that he gave his mom cancer and he has tears in his face and he's just bam, 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 blasting him with his blasters. That was a really touching scene. But otherwise, the rest of the film was dog shit. What about you, Justin? Have you got a top 3 for us?
Well, I'm gonna go from 1 down to 3. My favorite number 1 is probably Winter Soldier.
Everybody started the precedent of going from 3 to 1.
Yeah, well, fuck everybody. Number 1 is Winter Soldier. Number 2 is probably Civil War.
You're not getting that blowjob now.
No, I can live. And number 3 is Iron Man 1.
All right.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we clearly have the same sort of taste in what we get out of the Marvel films then.
Yeah, I'm not a big Marvel guy, but I really like Captain America and I really like Iron Man. So
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's like you get the well, you get the Superman and Captain America personality. I mean, they're very much, the Boy Scouts of their given comic universe. And then you've got your other favorite character, Batman, in both Batman and Iron Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of relatable stuff there between the.
Except that Superman would have Captain America on his dick as a Johnny, I think.
Oh, for sure. Superman would kill Captain America, in a second.
Yeah, but their personalities are very similar.
Yeah,
They're both
what they
high
represent.
horse riding.
Yeah,
very.
I think
they
it's
think
just that-
their shit don't stink.
Yeah, that archetype I relate to a little bit better.
Okay,
So
my
I
top...
used to. Oh, sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Fuck you! I'm joking. No, what are you saying? What are you saying? You're a guest. You could carry on.
I was gonna say when I was younger, it used to be a lot more Spider-Man, but as I've gotten older, Spider-Man he just wears on me. His personality and everything. I just think he relates better to a younger audience.
It's been overdone. It's been oversaturated. You're right. I think so.
Well, they kept fucking it up.
Well,
is plain
I'm
and
just talking
simple.
about as a character because I used to read Spider-Man the comics when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I think he just relates better to a younger audience. And as you grow
he's
older,
a fucking teenager.
exactly that.
I've just acquired. I've just acquired Spider-Man's 1 to 553. Somebody had it on a hard drive, and they're like, "Do you want to borrow this?" I was like, "Okay." So I'm going to give that a good read. So I'm looking forward to that.
I've read the first, I think, 1,000 Spider-Man issues.
Yeah.
Because they used to come out in a big volume. They'd be like issues 1 through 50, and then 50 through 100.
Okay.
So.
And I've never read Marvel. I've read Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, but that's about it. That was amazing. So yeah, my top 3 Avengers movies was number 3 was The Avengers. That was an amazing movie. That made me feel so happy. Happy. Number 2, Thor Ragnarok, and number 1 was Guardians of the Galaxy. Always Guardians of the Galaxy. That movie is kick-ass. I love it.
What was number 3 again? I wasn't paying attention.
The Avengers.
The Avengers. Okay.
The first one, right?
Yeah, or Avengers Assemble, as we have it in the UK. It's called Avengers Assemble here.
Are you fucking kidding me? They changed the title of the movie.
Yeah,
in
well,
the
over here we had in like I don't know if it's the 60s or 70s, we had a TV series called The Avengers, and it was a really boring show about like detectives and things. It was terrible. So I guess for copyright reasons, to be on the safe side, they were like, "No, we're not going down that bloody route, guys. We're going to call it Avengers Assemble." Ha ha ha. You know, so yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing that's the reason. I don't know why they changed it, but they did. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, in the comics, the Avengers comics back in the 60s and 70s, that's what they would say when they would go off.
Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Did you ever play the arcade game, the Avengers arcade game? It was like a 4-player beat 'em up.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that game was awesome.
Yeah.
What was even better was the X-Men version of that.
No, fuck that. The Avengers was better.
The
I like
X-Men
your
one
dog.
was good as well.
That's a nice little bit you got there.
Yeah, I know, man.
Is it a bitch?
Yeah.
What kind of...
So it's a little chihuahua. And yeah, she's a bitch in both sense of the words. Little shit.
She's a fluffy chihuahua.
Yeah, she is. She's not one of those like. Well, she's got a little bit of puppy eyes, but she hasn't got like the weird, like crazy. I'm gonna bite your face off look.
She looks like Scrap from the Ice Age movies.
She does. I should give her an acorn and see what she does with it and record it. But yeah, we need to get into an actual one of these topics, right? Let's get my scroll out. Let's get my scroll out of amazing topics.
I like to get in touchy feely with the Avengers thing. That was quite good. I'm quite semi-hard now.
Should we stick with it? Should we stick with the superhero thing? This is probably going to fall completely flat because we didn't prep for it. Anyone seen? Is it Altered Carbon? Is it Altered Carbon? That's the one. The superhero one on Netflix, or is that the Black Lightning thing?
Black Lightning is the DC show that falls in with the CW thing, you know, Arrow, Flash, things like that. Of course,
right, yeah.
When did that show come out? I completely missed that memo.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
And it's on Netflix right now?
Well, in the UK, yeah. It's always fucking weird. Well, you guys get like Netflix, and we get Netflix.
Yeah, but you guys get shit that we don't get, so...
Yeah, but exactly, we get shit that you don't get. See, I watched the trailer for this, and I was just thinking, looks like a cheesy version of Gotham, but like, almost like they've gone, let's put Shazam in a really low-budget Gotham series.
But that doesn't make sense, because they're going to do Shazam...
Yeah, but the CW universe is different than the movie universe. So.
Yeah, it is, yeah. Like people wanted, is it Grant Holt, that guy that plays the Flash? They wanted him to play Flash in the DCEU, but I'm glad they went with Ezra Miller. I like him, and I think he was one of the redeeming souls of the Justice League movie. I thought he was quite good.
Yeah.
I've still yet to see that movie, and is such a big DC fan, but I never get time to go to the movies, so that's just going to be a day one buy when it comes out on Blu-ray for me.
I haven't seen it either.
Don't buy moisturizer and Kleenex, because it's not worth it. It really isn't.
I'm still going to buy it anyways, because I just need to see it.
Yeah, I need to buy. I still need to get Wonder Woman. I have Man of Steel. I have Batman v Superman. I need to get Wonder Woman, and I'll probably buy Wonder Woman and Justice League.
Yeah, I even own Suicide Squad, which is funny because my daughter, who's going to be 10, she fucking loves that movie. She'd watch that on repeat if I'd let her. So
bad parenting right there. Terrible movie.
I was gonna say.
She loves it though.
I love Suicide Squad.
This is all Suicide Squad is. Posing down an alleyway.
It's Yeah, it's like an MTV music video from the 90s, you know? That's
Yeah.
pretty much
Do you know what?
it is.
What sums up Suicide Squad is that you could play our intro music on Suicide Squad and it would make it cooler.
Hey, I'm not saying that it's my favorite movie. I'm just saying that my daughter fucking loves it.
See,
So.
we've said this before. I think I've said exactly this. It's the first time I watched that, I came out thinking, yeah, that was wicked. And then the second time I was like, this is a pile of hot shit. Just like it was.
No, what's hilarious is that they're gonna fucking do a second one. It must have made money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I reckon
You know,
money.
Warner Brothers is all about, you know, giving them the second try. So they're always going to do something twice to see if
I think actually that movie, the backstories of all the villains and how they got caught by Batman or ended up in prison, that was really good. And then they got into the actual plot, which was dog shit. Like, I really enjoyed the first sort of half an hour of that movie. That scene with Batman and Deadshot in the alleyway.
Oh yeah, that was good.
And he's just like, just don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. Like, you know, I really like that. Really.
Yeah,
like
Will
that.
Smith was a really good Deadshot.
Yeah, I liked him. As
which
well.
was surprising. I think you and I were both kind of worried because we were afraid he was never going to wear the mask.
Yeah, that's true. I was figuring they were gonna just have him unmasked the whole
I
time.
wanted him
because
to be
it's
more
Will
of a
Smith.
leader, though. I wanted him to be like in the comic books. He is the leader.
Yeah, but he was the leader of the Suicide Squad. Watch it again. He really took control over that whole unit there towards the end.
I'm glad they did that Diablo bit where he winds him up. Like in the comic books, he's like, "You ain't nothing but a killer. You're this, that, and the other." He really pisses him off because he won't use his flames. And in the end, he's just like, "Ah!" Kills everyone in the fucking building. Like, it was great.
Yep.
Yeah, that was an amazing bit of the comic book. I love Jimmy. If you want to read something great, you need to read the first few episodes or the first few copies of Suicide Squad. Their first job is to go into a stadium and kill 60,000 people.
Oh, standard. That was the same as my first job.
Yeah, but
Aren't they?
No, it wasn't. It was a paper round. I lied for effect. But
Garrett.
Just making sure everybody was done talking.
okay.
Don't have to be rude, be cunty. But aren't they doing a Gotham City Sirens type movie?
Yes.
Yes, I've heard this as well.
It's gonna have Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman.
Do we have actresses yet for?
Yeah, Harley Quinn is gonna be the same chick from Suicide Squad.
I understand that. Let me finish my fucking sentence.
No, fuck you.
That was just for dramatic. Emphasis.
It's hard to take him serious when he's sitting here with his pants off. So,
but have they made a casting choice yet on Poison Ivy and Catwoman?
not that I'm aware of.
I don't think so. And do you know what? I always thought Jessica Chastain would make a good Barbara Gordon, but she's getting on a bit now, and I'm kind of thinking that she'd be a good Poison Ivy.
Yeah, she would.
You know who I would love to see as Batgirl? Lindsay fucking Lohan.
Don't fucking start. I'll come to Tucson and I'll give you a piece of my mind. If that cunt gets that job role, that's it. I'm done with DC forever. I'm gonna start. that would really annoy me. So yeah, so have you tried watching any of Altered Carbon then, Jimmy?
No. What I got the name completely confused because that's all I hear anywhere on Netflix talk. What I always had in my head was the Black Lightning or whatever it was. That DC.
Are you sure it's not Black Adam?
No,
it's Black Lightning.
Is it actually Black Lightning? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Sounds like a really bad porno. It's Black Lightning.
Black exploitation movie.
And there enters our theme tune yet again. I'll watch it. And that Altered Carbon, I do want to watch. The Altered Carbon's the other one, the one that looks very much like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Never heard of any of these shows. Is this
I think you'll like Altered Carbon because it is very Blade Runner-esque. And you're a big fan of the film, so it's not going to be the same, but it's on Netflix.
Yeah, I might hate it if it doesn't live up to my expectations.
What, watching paint dry to the sound of 90s synth music?
There's nothing better.
I love you, Justin. Now Garrett's triggered. That's it.
Sorry, I had to.
That Hans Zimmer.
Fuck you in the ear, dude.
But you know I like that, so it doesn't bother me.
Hans
anyway.
Zimmer, though. Is it Hans Zimmer? Hans Zimmer? Hans Grimmer? Hans, the guy who does the music?
Yeah, Hans
No.
Zimmer or whatever. That is the. I know
His
who you're on
music,
about.
though, it's like, that's it, like, for like half an hour.
Dude, that sounds like a camel in heat, you know?
So, anyway, Jimmy, what were you saying, Jimmy?
You
Well,
guys have no appreciation for quality soundtracks. And
Oh, I like the music just fine.
unless it's the Jurassic Park soundtrack, I've got no appreciation for anything. To tell you the truth.
fuck you guys, I'm going home.
So I'm sitting here looking at a Nintendo hoodie,
Hell
and
yeah.
all I can think of asking is how you liking that Labo.
Oh, I'm not going to buy that bullshit. No, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, but that is
I was
obviously for a younger audience.
Yeah, I know it's a couple of weeks old, but I had to throw that in. I just wanted to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying that.
I did apologize to you on one of the shows because I was like, "Fuck you, Nintendo, and fuck you, Justin, for endorsing their shit." No, it looks terrible, but I'm actually going to be a Nintendo guy now. I've got no choice because my little boy is just fucking Nintendo crazy. He's got everything Nintendo.
Well, you picked a good time to be a Nintendo fan because the Switch already just outsold the Wii U. It just hit 15 million and it hasn't even been out a year yet.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
but that's not hard. That's not hard. The Wii U's proper...
Dude, are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
but the
It's
Wii U
been
is
out
for 4.5 years old, so the Switch surpassed it in under a year.
15 million in under a year, and you're
Yes.
come on, Al.
That's good for
That's
Nintendo.
crazy.
Yeah, and I'm sure you Nintendo guys can enjoy all 6 games for it.
Dude,
like-
that is now the fastest selling console in the world. It's outsold the PS2, the PS4. It's sold more in a year than any other
Yeah,
console
but you
ever.
have to realize in a year the PS4 sold like something around 40 million
No,
units.
no. This is the fastest selling console in history now in under a year. It's sold 15 million. PS4 was what? I think it was at 13 million at the end of a year.
Mhm.
Google it.
It was
Switch
it was similar numbers, but yeah, Switch has overtaken it for that sort of
Yeah,
fastest
Switch has
launch.
overtaken it. So it's the fastest selling console now ever.
Yeah, buy a Switch and we can play rock, paper, scissors.
there is some good games on there, like especially if your boy is into Mario, like you were saying, Alex. The new Mario game is fucking awesome. So
I'm gonna buy him a DS at some point.
Don't do that to
no,
him.
don't buy him a DS, dude. That thing is fucking deader than your grandma, probably. You know, go with the Switch, all right?
Okay.
Fuck you, man, my grandma's alive. She's got lots of years going on.
I love it when you rub Bengay on my ass, grandson.
You make love like Hans Zimmer makes music. Yeah, Alter Carbon. So have you guys seen the Antman trailer, the new Antman trailer?
We just watched it.
Yep.
I was doing
You
it
were
for
there.
effect, you dickheads. You're supposed to. Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah. So we've just,
I reckon you
just
told
watched
us to watch it.
Yeah, you specifically said watch it before we get on the show.
it. Yeah. Cheers for that, guys. What did
Pulling the
you-
curtain back. It's what we do.
So you like it then, or what?
I do. I was completely pleased by it, and I don't understand why you're so fucking, crouchety, Scroogey, McDuckerson.
Yeah, but
on
also
it.
Garrett's, what is it, your third or second favorite is Ant-Man, so obviously you're gonna have some stake in this, right?
I just love that the Wasp has a dick on her chest.
I think it looks fine. To be brutally honest, it looks like every other Marvel trailer that comes out. I don't want to
No,
sound
it
like a
doesn't.
dick.
No, it does not. Right?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. Right? You had.
I would say
Spider-Man-
the only Marvel trailer that is at all anywhat different, which is a Marvel movie that both of us have neither seen, is Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok, I think, was the first Marvel trailer to really kind of,
Yeah, that one got me a little bit chubby.
yeah.
No, I think look, you've got Spider-Man: Homecoming. That was a pretty fucking awesome trailer. Everyone was like, oh, at that. And then you got Thor Ragnarok. That was very like, everybody was jamming to that. And then you got the Infinity War trailer. Everybody again was like, oh, and then they give us Ant-Man, and everybody just thought, I was just like, okay, cool. Like the whole thing. Have you seen it, Jimmy?
No, hence why I'm quiet.
There's a scene where
no, I have.
where Hank Pym shrinks a building and then pulls a handle out the roof
And walks around with like a suitcase.
tilts it on a 45-degree angle and drags it away. He would have killed about 2,000 people doing that. Like,
I'm sure the building was empty.
Oh, right, okay. I imagine that.
Yeah, but
And
maybe-
the handle that he pulled out the roof was pre-installed, yes?
It's Hank. He's of course pre-thought everything.
It's like
I mean,
they sat
come on,
around
dude.
they sat around the table and like, okay, guys, small jokes, go. Some guy's gone,
Yeah,
oh,
you
well,
know,
we can
In
build
a
it."
universe where Doctor Strange exists, nothing is really sacred anymore. So just kind of got to roll with it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Doctor Strange was the one that was in the tie for second.
Yeah, Doctor Strange I actually really liked, but it wasn't.
That trailer was rushed, though. That Ant-Man trailer. There's some cool visuals, and it does look wicked. The shrinking the vehicles, the giant man again, the references to Civil War. I really enjoyed it, but I think they could have put a bit more ambiance on it and try and sell it a bit more, like they did with Thor and stuff.
But then again, it's just a fucking trailer.
Yeah, but they've kind of just gone have it. You
The
know,
only thing that bugs me about the trailer is how old fucking
Bugs.
Michael Douglas looks. It looks like they had to bury him and then, bring him back up for this movie. Seriously, that dude is looking old. He's the doctor, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
he's Hank Pym.
Yeah, I haven't seen the original.
that guy's a
original.
fucking legend. He got to tap fucking Catherine Zeta-Jones, bitch. Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't find her attractive, so that does nothing for me.
it's not
So-
now. I wouldn't touch it.
I
now.
thought you liked dark-skinned brunettes.
No, you're the one that likes brunettes.
No, you like brunettes, but you like them dark-skinned, and she's a little bit darker skinned. She's not.
Yeah, but she always has that resting bitch face. She looks fucking gross, man. I never liked her.
And she's Welsh too. She's good with her tongue. This could be good. I mean, I wasn't blown away by the first Black Panther trailer, but the second one blew my mind. It was amazing. So, like,
Yeah.
there's time. There's time.
Exactly that's exactly the same thing that happened with me. Was Black Panther the first time didn't really. I was like, meh, yeah, it looks okay. But then the more I watched
It's
it,
that
and then when
white
the second
privilege,
one,
yo.
it
White
is
privilege.
unfortunately, it is a problem that I'm doing classes to try and get out of my habits with it, but it's taking time to get there. It just looks like such a badass through it. That's the thing. It's gonna be awesome.
Speaking about white privilege, right? Whilst I was doing the dishes, my wife put out. Listen. My wife put out a mixing bowl with like water and suds, and so my little boy can like play with his toys and stuff. He kept him quiet. It was great. And I stood there and was like, "Boy, in my village, I walk 7 miles to get water, and there you are playing with your toys." He just looked up at me and he was just like, "What?" My son's gonna grow up so messed up. Bless him. Oh.
At least it prepares him for what the real world is actually like. So you have to be a little bit messed up,
Hey,
I think,
I
to
heard
inhabit this world.
in South is it Cape Town in South Africa? They've got no water.
Yeah, it's
They've
got to run
genuinely
out,
run
isn't
out.
it? It's crazy that how does like a city get to that point? Because it's just like, just get some water, just go get
See,
some
this
water.
is what I like about being American, is that we don't hear about this, therefore we don't care about it.
That's not true. We definitely don't hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a shithole country, right?
No, don't put me in with Trump. Fuck that dude.
That's crazy, though. I mean, how many people live in Cape Town without water? They're gonna have to outsource water now.
I think is it something like 40 million, something like that. It's crazy. It's a big
So,
city.
What's the reason for the water droppage? Is it just their natural pool of it is finally reaching its end?
Yeah, I think so. Basically, it's just like, you know how during droughts, if they can't like what's the word? Not filter, but process it enough. So yeah, because what you drink is essentially someone else's piss, but it's gone through all the purification stuff. I guess that like that whole process for them just isn't meeting up with demand. Because obviously where they are, yeah, they're going to be. I think what is it? 6 months. and they're not going to have any. It's going to be hell because there's going to be riots. There's going to be people kicking off. It's going to be a huge thing. Yeah.
Imagine if you're homeless and you can't get a cup of water and you're living in fucking Africa. Like, what the fuck?
Didn't Bill Gates create a machine that literally turns your shit into drinkable water? Couldn't he go down there? Because he does a lot of humanitarian service. I mean,
it's like either him or Bear Grylls. You can eat your own shit, man.
No, but seriously, Bill Gates has a water purifying thing. I mean, there was a big article on it. Like
well, he doesn't have it.
The thing is, a lot of stuff like that is. I used to do like a business where we used to look for products like this, like to special forces and stuff, like all survival things. And the products that are out there, they sell themselves as it. Like there's a bottle that you can just put and it sort of draws air in and like essentially dehumidifies it. And it like it's sold as like you put it on the side and you can see it gradually filling up and filling up and filling up. But it takes like weeks to get a few droplets in it. So like practical wise, it doesn't actually work. Like this is like 15 million people. That machine probably just like... maybe gets you a jug of water if you're in good conditions after a couple of hours, like for a couple of days.
See, this is why we need nuclear powered desalination plants.
Yeah, if you could take water from the ocean since they're so close right there and just... But God, that shit's expensive, taking the salt out of that water.
I remember we did
Well, it's energy intensive. It takes a lot of energy to do it.
Which is expensive.
we did an experiment in school, right? Where we had like a jug of salt water and a tube, and then you heat the jug up, and then the condensation runs up the tube and then drips into the other one, and the salt is too heavy to move from one jug to another. Why can't I just
distilling?
Yeah.
That's how your Jim Beam was made.
Exactly. Why can't they just drink distilled water? Is it poisonous or what? Like,
no.
Or have I just saved the world? Hey!
Yeah, no one has thought of that yet, Al. Humanitarian crisis averted.
Some guy in Africa in his kitchen. Oh, in my town, we had the saucepan of water.
God.
And we had to cook it and it go up the tube. You see
Is the African government doing anything about this, or are they just going to let this shit happen?
Since when has the African government done anything about anything ever?
They've gone on George W. Bush.
It's going to be one of those things that it's just the world that they live in, and unless like you guys or we step in, like this summer is going to be, that's literally all we'll hear about.
The president that we have right now, I can't promise anything.
No, he's not going to want to help. He just
no.
He's too involved in his own fucking self-righteous, pretentious cuntishness. Anyway,
yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Shall we stick with the? I'm quite liking the putting the worlds to rights and getting geeky. Anyone seen the story with the Mayan, the scans that they've done on the Mayan civilization, and they found basically
a tunnel system?
Yeah, insane amounts of systems. Apparently,
I've seen headlines for this, but I've never had any time to read
so
anything.
What it is, basically, they sent a plane overhead, and they've got like this device that's got a specific name to it, but it's basically like sonar, and it just goes boop boop, and it bounces back, and all the data goes through whatever program it does, and it's mapped all these tunnels and walls and all this kind of stuff.
Sorry about that.
And
Garrett's phone is going off.
So what basically the implications of what they found is that what was previously thought to have been a civilization of like 3 to 5 million, they now think is like 10 to 15 million. And obviously, to be able to hold a civilization of that number, you've got to be...
Aliens had to do something with it, right?
Fuck off. You got to be so far more advanced, and like the time frames that it would need to have got to that stage, it just completely turns what we understand about where certain groups of people came from and migrated to, and everything just completely flips it all on its head.
Was there a room full of crystal skulls?
Yes, there was.
Shia LaBeouf going, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. gonna wear a bag over my fucking head.
He's not going to be in the new Indiana Jones movie, is he?
I fucking hope not. He's done, isn't he? He's got to be done now, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah,
You would hope.
You know, I love him now that he's gone all fucking mental. Just do it. Just do it.
You got that bit where you've got all the celebrity stars, and you've got all like the homeless people doing crazy acts because all the tourists, they could just like pay to see a guy walking around like just humping a cat. I bet Shia LaBeouf is in with that crowd now on a tent next to his own Hollywood star.
I can set my pubes on fire, man.
I'll set my pubes on fire if you give me $10 for it. Go on, do it. I'll do it.
I want to be the new Batgirl because of diversity, man. Okay, so this Mayans thing. I mean, I'm gonna go like completely off the fucking radar with this one, and I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
I've got a good point, right? So in Assassin's Creed,
So you
right,
think it's the precursors? They just found that the precursors.
I think it's something similar. I think maybe there was a group of people that lived in that area. Maybe there was a plague or something that wiped them out and stopped their kind of advancements, you know, and they'd left all these tunnels and these amazing, because there's these pyramids, isn't there, that's like so fucking intricate and the lines are so straight that they reckon that they'd need machines to cut them and to get it all to fit in the right way. So like this all fits in with like maybe there was a civilization living there and something killed them off. I mean, things like Ebola or something, you know. Or
the thing is with my stuff with that, and like it's kind of like touching a little bit off what you said. I'm not like addressing your main point with the whole they needed machines to do it and stuff like that. And this goes like straddles over to the whole Egyptian thing, like needing aliens and they could never do it. I'm sorry, but right. We live in a world where we spend 90% of our time jacking off and watching Netflix. Like, we don't do shit that is productive. If you've got, in my situation, like 15 million people, or in Egyptians, like however many trillion, billion, quadrillions more, and they've got nothing else better to do than their pharaoh or their god or whatever it is, turn around and say, you need to put all your effort into making this pyramid spot on. Don't fuck it up. And you've got millions of people all doing it. Like, that's... I've never got the whole, oh, you couldn't build a pyramid. With fucking that many people, I could do whatever the fuck I wanted.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I pointed a gun to Justin's head and told him to suck my dick, he'd suck my dick. You know?
I don't think he would.
You wouldn't need to point a gun at my head.
I think he'd take one look at that boil that you've got and it'd just be running out the door.
Your mum loves it.
Yeah, that way you'll have herpes evenly distributed across your body.
Exactly. But yeah, actually answering your question, didn't they look into this ages ago? And you know they've got the well things there. There's an actual name for them where they've got the huge cave systems that got the water in. If they were doing the like sacrificial whatever like rituals that they were doing, and that disease got into the water, that would just kill them all. But the thing is, now what you've got to think about as well is the time frames that this is all working on. Is it puts them in different time frames. So if you've got something like a case that's like similar to Europeans going over and giving smallpox to all like the Native Americans and stuff like that, you could have the same thing. Because it puts them in different time frames, they'd interact with different groups of people. So all you'd need is a disease, and they'd be dead, they'd be gone.
Yeah, the Black Plague. I mean, killed off what 2/3 of the European population.
Yep,
rightly so. Yeah. I blame the Welsh.
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I'll tell you why, right?
With a resting bitch face.
No, I blame the Welsh, and the reason I blame the Welsh is because of a story I heard years ago by my friend Del. Delwyn, how's it going? He told me a story about Saint Valentine. Saint Valentine is the Welsh patron saint, and he went off on a ship to find.
So he's the reason why I'm so fucking depressed in February.
I think that's right. Anyway, I'm probably wrong. I'm almost definitely wrong.
What is he the patron saint of?
Wales. Of
dick sucking.
Debauchery?
I
don't know. And he went off to find, went off apparently on a ship to find new worlds, and he never came back. And then when they found South America, they found Aborigines speaking a very similar dialect to Welsh. And I mean, this is just like a story I heard years ago whilst we were smoking weed, but like,
So that means it's completely valid.
Yeah.
but so like I'm saying, like these are both a bunch of Welsh boyos, and they're like, "Hey, boyo, we need to get this pyramid." and then there are fucking too many sheep. I can't say that. I can't say that. My friends are all Welsh, but no, I'm saying that maybe when the Spanish came over, they were carrying some sort of shit and killed everyone off. I don't know. It's hard.
I imagine, since James was talking about how they had this elaborate well system that interconnected all their water sources and what have you, I imagine some, like, you know, early version, like early incarnation of Justin, just thinking it would be funny to take a shit one day in the well water and just fucking wipes out the whole civilization.
Well, I don't know. The Indians bathe and shit in that river right there, and they're still all okay.
Vegan shit. What is this shit? Literally.
They don't knock it till you try it. So
No, I'm not. And I've given you some shit lately about that, so I do have to apologize. I laughed about your vegan shoes. I'm really sorry. I know it's your life choice and it's your thing, but vegan shoes, I never knew it was a thing. So naturally, me being me, when I heard you got vegan shoes, it did made me giggle. But you know, fair play.
well, if you're gonna do something, do it right. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's quite a good point. Just vegan everything. What the fuck are vegan shoes? Right, we need to get to the bottom of this because we joked about it.
Vegan shoes are just like every other shoes. They just don't have the glue in them.
You
that
just
are
can't eat
processed
them.
No, they don't have a lot of the glue that holds shoes together is processed from horse and cow bones.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't have that in the shoes. So there you go.
So
Jesus, Garrett.
yeah, can you imagine if they were like, okay, guys, now we're going to record some farts for a fart machine, and that guy lets that one off, and like, fucking hell, that's too much.
Anyway, going from one bullshit story to the next, moving things along, almost like that was a staged segue. Have you heard the rumors that EA are apparently going to be buying Xbox are going to be buying either or EA, Valve, and PUBG?
Yeah, I did read about that, but I think EA already came out on Twitter and debunked that shit.
Yeah.
So
That sucks because if there is ever a company that I'd like Microsoft to acquire, it's EA.
No, it pissed me off because then if they ever did another Dead Space, I would have to buy an Xbox console.
Or get a PC.
Dead Space is never happening again, unfortunately.
Visceral's dead,
don't
dude.
say that to me, Jesus.
Visceral is gone.
Yeah, but so is fucking Bungie, but look, 343 is still doing Halo.
Bungie's still,
You know what I mean?
Bungie's doing Destiny.
Yeah, but they're not responsible for Halo. I'm saying that it's easy to hand off the reins to a franchise to another developer.
But it depends who owns the IP. I think do EA own Dead Space, or was that a Visceral?
Yes.
So they still. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's an EA IP.
You see, my idea of Microsoft and EA coming together is like.
Wait for it, guys. Wait for it, guys. We could have a highbrow conversation, and here comes the lowbrow input.
Adolf Hitler and Stalin getting together and going, we should. We talk about Hitler and Stalin, and then you're like, yeah, it'd be horrible, wouldn't it? Surely. Microsoft are all like, give us your money. And EA are all like, give us your money. So obviously it's going to be like Garrett just said.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of stuff with obviously like the advancements that they put into Game Pass in the last couple of days.
I saw that Microsoft is going to do all first-party releases day one.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool for them. The only problem is they have no first-party releases. So
Halo
Sorry.
Wars 3. No, thank you.
They people been on about like putting like all the sports game in there day and date, and how like because that would work in a subscription service, and you could get
for
away with doing still remaining third party with it. Like it would some of the franchises that they got would be just work so well. I think the most likely out of all of these to actually happen is that they buy Bluehole and PUBG and keep that off PlayStation.
Yeah, I think that's a good fit for Microsoft. So
I actually hope that Microsoft doesn't do that
I don't.
because I'm not 100% satisfied with the outcome of Minecraft.
you mean PUBG?
With Minecraft, why?
Let me fucking finish
Okay,
my
finish.
goddamn point.
Finish.
So Minecraft went shit when Microsoft acquired it.
What are you talking about? Minecraft sells fucking millions of copies every year. They're
Yeah,
still making
because
money.
it's shit and people want shit.
Hey, they don't care.
I don't want shit.
Yeah, but they just care about their bottom line. As long as something is selling, then
And
fuck
I
you.
want PUBG to be as good as it is now.
The only good thing about them buying Bluehole is then they'll have the Microsoft dollars flowing into that studio. So
Bluehole does not need Microsoft
daughters,
daughters.
maybe they need daughters. Don't deny him that.
We give you 96 virgins.
See, this is what happens when I get pissed. I can't fucking speak English no more.
He can't speak when he's not pissed. Don't listen.
You're drinking your Scottish beer.
Oi!
You're going to ready for a smack bottom. Oh shit. Okay. No, I don't. I don't like. I don't like all these big companies buying big companies. I like equilibrium. I like things to be the same. So when Disney's like, "We're gonna buy Fox," I'm like, "What? Whoa, hold on." That's a shake to my fucking ecosystem there. That messes me in my head a little bit. Like I like things just to stay the same. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll
Nothing
get
ever
an
stays
Aliens
the same.
theme right now at a Disneyland.
Yeah.
So,
Could you imagine walking around Disneyland and you see the Queen Alien
fuck yeah, that'd be
walking
awesome.
around?
Just mechanical Queen Alien head come and just fuck Mickey Mouse up.
Wearing a Disney princess
Yeah,
outfit.
she's on one of the floats in the parade coming down, you know?
And all the little kids are just like, "Mummy."
they should do like the alien themed ride coming to Disneyland, sponsored by Thors-Kin. Welcome the face fuck.
And it's just this really intense 10-minute scene of a face hugger on Goofy while he's struggling.
Well, what they need to do is they've been doing all
in a
these
quiet
really
room.
Gosh!
And then halfway through the
What they
day,
need to do is, since they've been developing this VR system with Star Wars, is they need to develop one with aliens where you're having this experience in the alien universe.
Well, maybe now Star
and then
Wars
when you
and
get a
Alien-
face hugger, there's an actual mechanical device that you can't see that shoves something down your throat.
4D motherfuckers.
like that Vine with that guy sticking the thing down that guy's throat. or sticking with my TENS machine on my dick thing with a Vine. You could be like, "It's my time to fuck your face." Yeah, he's like, fucking everything in an alien world. Like, I mean, I'm not being funny, but those eggs look so fuckable. They really do.
Well, you know, I was watching a documentary, and the eggs that the face huggers were, the original design was for to be a vertical slit, and it just kind of
So it's a vagina.
spreads open. And the studio was like, no, that is way too on the nose of what you're
So
trying.
instead, they turned it into an asshole.
Yes. Yes.
You know, when she won't let you go through the hole, there's always anal. So
And then they cover it in jizz. It's like white jizz full. Alien cream pie, everyone. Alien cream pie.
This is literally like the board meeting that Disney just had, that they was like, "No, we can't do this."
what other franchises did they pick up besides the Aliens with that purchase of Fox?
You could have a Die Hard versus Alien. How cool would that be? Finally get to see Bruce Willis get fucked up by the Queen.
Shit, does Disney own the Die Hard?
Yeah, that's Fox.
Fuck. That's crazy.
Do they own? What's the Iron Giant? Was that Fox?
The Iron Giant was Disney, wasn't it?
No, Iron Giant. I'm pretty sure it was DreamWorks.
Oh, okay.
That's Steven Spielberg.
Oh, is it? Oh, God.
That's why the Iron Giant is in the Ready Player One.
Mm. Yeah. I can't wait for that. I just rewatched It last night. It was so fucking good. Have you seen that yet?
No.
Yeah.
It's so
I want to. I need to see it. The movie that I've been actually getting back into, like kind of almost hardcore, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I've done all of them recently. I've literally done all of them and The Hobbit. I started watching Lord of the Rings and I was like, yeah. Got to The Hobbit. I was like, whoa.
I actually like the Hobbit movies. What is your issue with them, Alex?
They are dog shit. That's what's my issue with them.
Well, give us examples.
Yeah,
Answer us in the college manner.
Yeah, I need.
Give me a thesis. I need a thesis statement.
I've spoken in detail about this many times. For example, Gandalf walking at 90 mile an hour towards some guy's hut. Like, he's literally, he looks CGI, and the guy's literally just walking to some guy's fucking door. Like, the CGI in it is the worst. It's the worst. The acting, the cast was shit. I mean, I'd have picked someone better than Martin Freeman to play Bilbo. I love Martin Freeman, but I don't think he's of that kind of caliber.
Yeah, I wish they would have just, done what they did to,
Don't look at me.
I think what's his name from that movie and the guy from the other movie. And
yeah, this is going great.
No, what they should have done to what's his name? Ian
McKellen.
No, not Ian McKellen, the guy that played Bilbo.
In the original?
See, all I've got in my head now is Ian Malcolm, like the guy from Jurassic Park.
It's Ian McDermott, right?
Just like lay down with his shirt open, just like, I'm ready to go on an adventure.
We better run, guys, better run.
Well, what they should have done was they should have taken the original actor that played Bilbo and done what they did to Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy, what they did to what is his name?
Yeah, because that's what that film needed, is more CGI. What the fuck?
I think the movie would have been better if it wasn't a 3-parter. They should have just done a solid one film.
Or a 2-parter. That would have been so much better if it was a 2-parter.
The book is so short. I can read The Hobbit literally in like 4 hours.
And it's just stupid. The efforts they
Really,
went to
I
make,
couldn't read a Mr. Men book in 4 hours.
The what?
Oh, do you guys not have Mr. Men books over there?
Mr. Men books?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, is that a pornography magazine?
No, you've heard of Mr. Men.
I knew it.
You got Mr.
James, I'm not judging whatever you're into. You
got Mr. Tickle and Mr. Bump.
You guys. Oh no! So right over here we've got this like series of kids books called Mr. Men, and they're basically it's gonna sound so
British guys
stupid.
are so ambiguous about their sexuality.
It's just like 5 or 6 pictures. And they go on like some random adventure.
They're all greased up and.
Alex is. I think he's bringing up a picture for you at the moment. It's.
We don't have those here.
Yeah. That.
I mean, we do have, I think, a video called Mr. Men, but it's, I think, completely different from what you're trying to get across.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be the same thing. How's it looking?
It's not going to be lost in translation, is it? Like, where's Waldo or where's Wally? We have where's Wally over here, not where's Waldo.
Really?
So you got.
Why the fuck change the name from Waldo to Wally?
Mr. Strong.
Oh shit! I have seen that character before. Maybe we do have those over here, Garrett.
I wouldn't know. I don't have kids, so.
Yeah, I do recognize that character.
Hold on. There's a load of the characters. You got Mr. Bump there.
Is that Frosty the Snowman?
Yes, I've seen these books. Let me guess. Did these books originate in the late 70s, early 80s?
Yes,
that's right. Yeah.
Yep, I had those as a child.
Yeah.
So yes, I know what you're talking about.
So anyway, rewind it so my punchline's funny. I couldn't read a Mr. Men book in 4 hours, but
Yeah. Hold on, James. Let's just hold on. 1, 2, 3. That's so funny. Moving on.
And I can edit that in.
See, you have to when you release this episode, you have to. Oh, you're probably not recording the video. That sucks. I was gonna say you had to release this as a video.
Oh no, don't do that, because you get my kitchen in the background, my fat ass, my titties are all up in the screen. There's a scene in it where like it comes out the screen.
Oh, you want titties? I'll give you fucking titties.
No. That's it.
Oh man, I've been at the gym, bro. Let me get rid of Mr. Tickle. Anyway, have you guys, any of you guys seen A Futile and Stupid Gesture yet on Netflix?
I don't think that's
even think that's over here, man.
Yes, it is. It's a film about the birth of National Lampoon, and it's literally launched like last week. It's very, very early onto Netflix.
Oh, then maybe I just haven't seen it.
The cast is very American strong. The cast's awesome, and it's basically about the guys that came up with National Lampoon and all the shit that they went through. And I had no idea. National Lampoon was like one of those things you stay up late in your bedroom sneakily to watch. Like National Lampoon's Vacation was one of my
favorite one was Van Wilder, especially during the scene when they're eating the eclairs.
Is that
National?
Is that National Lampoon?
Yeah, the first one is
With Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew.
National Lampoon's Van Wilder.
I'd say my favorite National Lampoon is probably European Vacation, and then Animal House.
Yeah, Animal House is awesome. I love. But yeah, it's basically about the crazy world of National Lampoon, because they started a magazine.
Yeah, I still have some of the magazines from like the late 70s.
And like you got like some amazing cameos. I mean, you've got Domhnall Gleeson, who plays Henry Beard, who's the co-creator of National Lampoon, and that's General Hux. Right, and he's wearing like some crazy fucking Harry Styles wig. He looks crazy as fucking. He's always walking around with a pipe. And you got Will Forte, who plays Douglas Kenny. And I'm just going through IMDb now, like I look really professional, but I don't. Cameos, you've got Matt Lucas, who's from Little Britain. He plays a British character in that. It's a really fucking good film. You need to watch it. It's so fucking funny and so touching. It's one of the few films to make me feel sad funny and then sad. Like not many films do that for me. So I'm just gonna say
right.
A few.
Is Domhnall Gleeson a Brit?
Yeah, I think he's. Is he Irish? I think he's Irish.
Is he Irish?
Domhnall Gleeson. Domhnall's a very Irish name. Oh fuck you! I'm gonna have to go back on IMDb now. James, keep talking while I do this.
I have no idea what you're on about, to be honest. So I was on my phone playing Candy Crush. No, literally. I've downloaded this random fucking game. I love how we're talking about all current shit. Like this week is just gonna just hang out, to be honest. I've downloaded this game called Marvel Champions, and I'm not like a massive phone gamer at all. Like I hate using my phone.
I used to love the Family Guy game.
It's the best. It's like a Marvel fighting game. It's like why doesn't this exist on console? It's really fucking good, and like it's actually got like decent graphics on it as well. So yeah, I was just thinking about booting that up, to be honest, while you were chatting shit.
I'm gonna make some noises and run off to get some ice for my whiskey. Wait there. Keep talking.
I find it funny, ever since Alex did his little Family Guy yourself thing.
Uh-huh.
I did it, and then James does it, and you did it. And I think they really need to do a Big Mouth one.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Big Mouth yourself, because
well, James wouldn't
have to do anything. He'd just take what's already there.
You're a bunch
Did you
of
get
twats.
to watch Big Mouth yet?
I watched an episode of it, and it was quite funny. But I've not watched a lot of it yet.
Oh man, you need to finish it. It gets progressively funnier and worse.
Yeah, I tried to do this with Rick and Morty though, where I don't know whether it's because I wasn't ever in the right situations to be getting into it. I just can't get into Rick and Morty for some reason. Like how
I like
everyone-
Rick and Morty, but I don't think I could watch it straight. Episode here. Or there,
Yeah,
it's
you have to
fine.
watch it gay.
Yeah, I gotta watch it gay. No, but I just could. I'm not big into animation like I used to be,
Yeah.
so it's got to be something I really care about, like the Castlevania that's on Netflix. I watched that straight.
like if it
Oh,
was
that's
Family
coming
Guy,
back here soon. The summer, I thought.
Yeah, this summer we're getting more episodes.
8 more episodes.
Yep.
Nice.
I
I'm
tried
looking
watching
forward to
Castlevania. I couldn't get into it. I just couldn't.
But- Did you play Castlevania as a child?
No, that's
You
the
have to
thing.
remember
Like,
he-
That's probably why you didn't get into it.
I don't do anime. Like, there's that. There's a new anime version of Godzilla. Come on Netflix.
Oh, I watched that.
Is it good?
I don't know because I watched it while I was waiting to fall asleep, and I think I fell asleep 5 minutes into it.
I'm gonna watch it because it's Godzilla. Like, who the fuck wouldn't watch a Godzilla movie? Like,
do you know what I think Netflix need to get hold of is the license to do an animated Batman series.
Oh, that'd be great.
How good would that
Have
be?
what's his name? James Conroy.
Kevin Conroy?
Kevin Conroy.
They do the Justice League thing at the moment, isn't it? The Brave and the Bold. They're still doing that. I'm pretty sure they are.
Mm.
There is a Justice League series going on there. I tried watching it because like I love DC, but it's very childish. It's very like I don't mind watching something that kind of resonates with the kids and resonates with the adults as well. It's kind of you can both watch it, but this was very childish. And then you got Teen Titans Go on Cartoon Network, which is bullshit. By the way,
Yeah, I can't stand that show.
Fucking- I hate the Cartoon Network animation. I hate it. It started off with Dexter's Laboratory and it's run right the way through, like Adventure Time and all those fucking stupid programs. It's just shit animation. Like, I get the voice.
I think it's a generational thing, Alex, because like I remember my mom telling me that the animation when she was a kid was way better. I think as you age, you just don't appreciate the way the art form changes. You know,
I don't know.
At least-
'Cause I hate these like
kids seem to like it.
these sharp angles they put on everything and the big fucking.
Yeah, but that's the style of the era we live in.
Yeah,
like
that
if you
was-
go back to the 50s, look at the way through things just like architecture and clothing. Look at the way the style changes throughout the ages.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that. My biggest issue, as much as I love Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Star Wars Rebels, it just
Yeah, I hate the
The
animation.
animation
It's
is-
so bad.
Yeah,
the
and
art direction that they used and how fucking wonky the TIE fighters in Rebels look like they're the TIE fighters that rode the short bus.
Yeah.
have you seen
There's just something slightly downs about them.
have you seen the new Turtles? By the way, the new
No.
they are like imagine Dexter's Laboratory does Turtles.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's very bad. It's very,
I-
very bad.
Whenever I think of the Ninja Turtles, I'm always going to think back to the cartoon that came out into the 80s because
Yeah.
that's what I grew up
Yeah.
with. So everything else past that has just been shit, in my opinion.
That was like one of the things I noticed. A lot of people that are in the geek culture are really into the show Adventure Time,
Yeah, Adventure
Oh.
Time.
and I can't. It looks stupid to me.
It's
Yeah.
funny, but I can't stand the animation.
Yeah.
And
But
there's another one called Chowder as well. Chowder. There's Chowder and there's Adventure Time, and they're both. And Gumball. I think there's another one. They're just shit. They're all the same fucking thing. Like they all look stupid. They all sound stupid. The jokes are stupid. I don't get it, man. Maybe I'm just getting old, but you know, give me.
You are getting old, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, I love Rick and Morty. I don't know if that's because that.
Yeah,
was
but
made
Rick and
for
Morty
us.
is it's designed for us.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they're taking animation cues and stylized
Volume.
Volume.
Bunch of twats.
Volume.
Anyway,
Anyways,
Okay,
Oh,
recenter.
I apologize, Alex. This show has gone to shit.
Oh, I got to do
Let
another
me-
one after this.
Let me recenter.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so
Volume.
Rick and Morty takes stylistic cues from great shows like Ren and Stimpy.
I think Ren and Stimpy's better than Rick and Morty, though.
That's because Rick and Morty is a leap a logical leap from it. It's not trying to emulate it completely, but you can definitely see there are some
I can see the
very
throwbacks to it.
They were in
very
an
legitimate-
orchard. They were in an orchard, and they were like, "We're going to pick a bit of Ren and Stimpy, a bit of The Simpsons, a bit of Futurama, a lot of Futurama, and a bit of Family Guy," and they put it all together in a salad. Yeah, you're very right.
Yeah. And that's the stuff that tickles our scrotums when we watch it, and it feels good, and it's
And these people that are like in denial
Familiar.
about Rick and Morty, like Jimmy over there,
I'm
like
not in denial about it. It just doesn't grasp me. I don't know why, but
I've got to say, I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan, right? But those first 2 episodes are the worst. Once you get past those first two episodes and really get into it,
I love the very first episode with the fucking
Where he's drunk constantly.
the super fruit.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to shove it up your ass, Morty.
I love it now. I love it now because I got past that. I mean, if I was gonna give it to someone and say, watch Rick and Morty and give it that first episode, it didn't grip me from the start. From the third episode onwards, like, and then you got to see all different people like the Meeseeks and Bird Person and all the people that kind of
Pickle Rick!
Pickle Rick. A tiny
Look, Morty, I'm a pickle!
It's so good. Oh god, how long have we been going for, Jimmy?
hour and a bit. One thing I did want to bring up before we move on to last little bits is there's been loads of like random little. It's been all like the earnings calls for all the finance reports and everything. So there's been loads of little leaks. And I don't want to go like loads into all the random salesy stuff, but one of the sort of side leaks that have come with it that I saw something of, and I don't know how true this is literally just flicking through Twitter, was Assassin's Creed Dynasty or Dynasty, however you're supposed to say it, has been leaked. So
that's going to be the sequel to Origins.
Yeah, Ancient China. Go discuss.
How do you guys say Dynasty?
Dynasty.
I decide on the day.
I see. I live in a town called Shrewsbury, and a lot of people call it. Some people call it Shrewsbury. Some people call it Shrewsbury. And then we got like words like scone, like a scone, like a cake. Some people say scone, and some people.
Yeah, that's the American way of saying
scone.
it.
It's a scone.
It's a scone.
It's a scone because
No, it's a scone.
when you walk away, you have gone.
It's a bloody scone.
Gone. You've gone. SCONE. Scone. It's gone.
Scone.
Gone.
It's gone. So, did anyone play Origins?
Fucking zebra.
Yeah, I platinumed Origins.
Did you? Yeah, actually, I haven't been able to pick it up yet. I picked up Forza Horizon on the cheap because it was in sale instead of. Apparently, I discovered this the other day. I was apparently going to get bought Origins, but I said no, don't buy me any games for Christmas. And then because I bought, literally just picked up really, really cheap The Order and Shadow Zone Killzone Shadowfall. And like played those, and I was like, these are fucking bollocks. I picked up Forza Horizon because it was in sale, but I'm sat here itching to get on Origins because I've heard nothing but good things, and I think somewhere like China would be brilliant.
It's one of my favorite Assassin's Creed games now that I've played it. So.
Yeah, I'm getting balls deep in Assassin's Creed. No, I'm not getting balls deep in Assassin's Creed. I'm getting balls deep in Kingdom Hearts right now. I just bought the final mix for PS4 for its 1.5, 2.5, and 2.8.
Basically, it's all the old Kingdom Hearts game on one disc.
Yeah, isn't that all Mickey meets Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Mickey!
Oh, gosh!
What a big sword you've got there!
Gosh, Rico! Getting a little deep in there now.
Gosh! Oh god, I never played those games, but they've got such a huge following. They really
they're one of my favorite series is the Kingdom Hearts games.
Every time I play it, I just get this overwhelming sensation, and now I can almost do it. It's just jump in my car and drive to Disneyland.
Not like you'd want to. Oh, do you know what? I'm fed up of hearing about fucking Disneyland. My little boy. Oh my god, he wants to go to Alton Towers. He wants to go to CBeebies World. He wants to go to fucking Disneyland. He wanted to go to the Wildlife Center earlier. He saw a poster for the Wildlife Center, and he's like, "I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go there. I want to go." There. I was like, "Oh, geez, boy." Yeah, he's at that stage where he wants at the moment. So yeah, Disneyland is one thing I've heard nothing but Disney. So yeah.
Yeah, at
Anyway.
least you got it close to you though. It's right over in France. You just gotta.
Oh yeah, like I could just like go around on a bus to fucking Disneyland. Like,
Well, how far is Shrewsbury from Paris? Isn't that where the
it's
Disneyland is?
quite a way.
Shrewsbury. You
Is it
can't
Shrewsbury?
you can't just nip out to Paris and come back. It's a good. You got to go for a week at least. Like I'd say 3 days, 4 days, week tops. Yeah.
I would say him going to Paris would probably be the equivalent of you going to Florida.
What?
See,
That
the
doesn't
thing
make
is-
any sense. The miles are way different from here to.
Yeah, but the
Florida.
thing is, right? You can drive like for the other show I do. I got invited to the Manchester Movie Festival, and for me, it was like a straight shoot. I'm not going to go because I can't afford it, but it's a straight motorway just drive, bam. And this guy looks on a map nearer. Right, he lives in Sheffield and it's in Manchester, but the roads, instead of like in America, they go straight. They kind of go here and up here and down here and around here and just round this mountain, and down here they go like squiggly wiggly, So it takes a bit longer, yeah. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Squiggly wiggly.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like to drive from my house to London is probably about 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Did you see? Jamie?
Yeah,
Do you remember?
about 5 hours.
But to drive from my house to South Wales, which is on a map, looks nothing like the same distance. You're talking 5-6 hours, and that's because it's all windy, windy roads. Like me and Jimmy have done this before. We know what we're talking about. We've been to,
Our roads just don't make sense.
They don't. They're fucked up. That's what.
Do you know what
You
that
should
is?
come to
Because
Tucson.
in Britain, they kind of like make roads to fit the land that they're on, whereas in America, we're just like, I'm here, I want to be there, fucking go through the mountain.
I think it's hilarious when you guys do American accents. You always do Southern accents.
It's
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I could talk New York accent. That was terrible.
That was terrible.
I'll give that a 4.
Hey, hold on. We've got listeners in Washington, but it's on this side rather than this side. What the fuck's that all about?
That's because
Because
we have
there's
Washington D.C. and then we have Washington State.
Yeah, there's the District of Columbia, and then there's Washington State.
What the fuck is that all about?
That's where our capital is. So the White House is in Washington D.C. and D.C. is not a state. It's
there.
Commonwealth.
yeah, it's a Commonwealth.
You got New York here, and then you got Washington just down here, haven't you? Yeah.
Washington D.C.
Yeah, Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Washington State is right above Oregon on the West Coast.
I couldn't even name all the American states. I'm so ignorant. You've got,
Well,
how many fucking Carolinas do you want? Like, Yeah,
well, how
no-
many Irelands do you guys need?
Well, we only managed to acquire one.
True,
One small bit of it. Like
Yeah.
they want it back, man. They want to be a Republic of Ireland again.
Yeah, you
Of
should give it
course.
to them.
I think we should. But that's. I don't want to get my house blown up, so let's not talk about this.
I was gonna say, why don't you guys just take over all of it and then just call it done?
Yeah, because that's
Yeah.
worked out well for us before.
Have you seen that movie with?
While we're at it, let's just hop over to India and let's build this kingdom back up, shall we?
Take Hong Kong back off China. I'm
Exactly.
sure they
Well,
won't mind that.
Yeah, and while we're at it,
What you guys need to do is take up both
Yeah, why don't
India
you come back
and
over to
Pakistan.
America and take over us colonies?
yes, let's get on a
We
boat
would
and just
welcome
visit
that.
Argentina again a second time. See how
I'd
that
much
goes.
rather deal with your guys' insanity than ours. I feel like we had to step it up a notch.
I find that the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Come and see
But
me.
I mean, they get a lot of rain, so their grass is really green.
true.
No, we get mud.
Mud. I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's brown.
It's done. Nothing but rain for the last few days. You'd be pissed off within a week, I guarantee you.
Right.
So was that all the questions you wanted to ask about Assassin's Creed Origins?
No, but basically,
James?
I've got used to just everyone just derailing the shit out of this podcast, so I'm
Well, that's
I'm
why
quite
I'm
happy.
pretty good about getting
I'm-
Garrett back on track.
I'm quite
So-
happy
What
this
the
just
fuck?
being.
You're one of
being
the
a
main
hangout.
reasons we go off on tangents.
Anyways, was
No.
there any questions about that?
No, just getting people's thoughts on it. Basically, just whether China wasn't a time and that people wanted to go into, because you can almost guarantee that they're probably going to touch on the whole Three Kingdoms thing.
You see, I wanted them to go down the Napoleonic route. I'd love to do Napoleonic France. We haven't done that yet, have we?
Yeah, you can play Assassin's Creed Unity for that. I mean, Napoleon is in that, so
Yeah, if you can get to the point where
Yes, he is.
Napoleon
Oh my
appears
God,
without the game crashing.
Yeah, but the game has been patched. It works
Yeah,
now.
it has. Yeah.
Oh, where else could you go though, apart from Dynasty China? I mean,
They
would
can
love to
do
see
China.
one
They
in
can do.
Japan.
I was just
I
going to
would
say
love
that
to see
feudal
World
Japan.
War II Europe.
No, I don't want them going. I think that the Assassin's Creed falls apart the newer time frame. It
I
goes.
think as soon as they get machine guns, that's when you run out
yeah,
of
it just gets boring. You know,
running
for
at
me,
someone
anyways.
with two sabers and then bam, 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 he's gone. Like, it doesn't make sense. Unless you give them like Jedi skills or Matrix skills where they can stop bullets or something. I don't know, but I think they've covered a fair bit. Maybe go South America because the Spanish they fucked up the Mayans. I'd love to do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
In all the tropics.
Yeah.
Are you sure that the Dynasty one that you're talking about is going to be China? Because Dynasty could be for Greek culture also, because that was a dynasty.
Yeah, the of what I can gather, it's China. And
Okay.
with the whole Three Kingdoms thing, that was like all genuine bits of history. That
And that
yes,
was
it's got
leaked?
destroyed by the Dynasty warriors, but it's there's that really pivotal period where, well, not that every friggin' like dynasty wasn't in that area, but yeah, they'll link it in there, I think.
Or
So
they
it'll be
could
kind of like how it'll kind of be like the story of how the Templars unified China.
Yeah, basically, and you'll have all the leaders of the Three Kingdoms will be parts of the different. There'll be Templars or assassins, and then they'll all be brought together by whichever one will end up being a Templar. All that kind of stuff. I can see that happening. But
I think if Assassin's Creed was real life, we'd be definitely being run by Templars right now.
oh god,
Well,
yeah.
in the real, well, not the real life, but in the Assassin's Creed universe, the world is being run by Templars.
And
so-
Al Qaeda is the assassins.
pretty much. Yeah, did you ever get to play Assassin's Creed Rogue?
No, it's
no,
getting
I
remastered.
watched
isn't
Garrett
it?
playing that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where you play as a Templar. It'd be really cool if we got more. They don't always have to be about the assassins. I would love to see more games from the Templar point of view, because I think both organizations are equally fucked up. So
Or if like Microsoft buy EA and do partnership, they'd be like, now there's a third contingent. Now it's Jedi.
but EA doesn't own Assassin's Creed. That's Ubisoft.
Well, they could have a war. They could have a talk with him. They could be like, hey,
No, we're just gonna derail that right now. No,
Right,
not
okay.
happening.
So before we move on to Dickhead of the Week, let's just go round really quickly. If Microsoft was going to just complete aggressive takeover of any publisher, who would it be?
Konami.
Do you want them to do what, so that they can destroy Metal? You couldn't destroy Metal Gear. It's a pile of shit anyway. Moving on.
Well, no worse than Konami's destroying it.
Yeah.
So.
No, but Konami had so many more things than just Metal Gear Solid, didn't they?
Yeah, they have Castlevania. Oh, let's see what else.
Well, I know.
I mean, they had until they killed it themselves. Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill.
Yeah, can you imagine Microsoft making a Silent Hill movie? They could fight PlayStation
Movie?
because they've got the what's that PlayStation exclusive called? Stand by Me, whatever it's called. What is it called?
Last of Us.
That's
Stand by me. Won't you stand by me?
I was thinking about the movie.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah. You touched me in naughty places. Anyway, what about you, Garrett? What do you reckon? What do you want Microsoft to buy?
I'm gonna say this just so that I can piss Justin off.
Nintendo.
Squaresoft.
Oh, I'd be okay with that.
What have they even got?
Well, they got Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest,
Isn't Dead or Alive Squaresoft?
Tomb Raider, Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What
Yeah, I
about
forgot
Capcom?
that they've got all the. See, this
Capcom's already killing themselves.
No, Capcom is actually in the black again now.
yeah,
Because
thanks
of Resident Evil
Because
7.
of Resident Evil
and
and
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter, and now Mega Man 11 coming out this year. I mean, they've got a lot of good shit going for them. So, and I don't think Capcom is a very, very, very Japanese company. I think they would rather Nintendo buy them out before any fucking Western person bought them out.
That's-
I got a great.
very
What about if they buy
That's not
Signos?
racist. It's just the way the Japanese industry runs. Remember, my sister lives in Japan.
Japanese are very racist people.
Alex
Yeah,
is
but
having a
Western people
fit
suck.
trying to get a point in here. Should we let
Okay,
him
Alex,
in
what
because
is it?
he looks like he's gonna shit himself?
They should buy Signosis and remaster. Oh, no, not remake Destruction Derby. How fucking amazing would that be?
God, Destruction Derby. I played that on PS1
Yeah,
back in
but
the
make
day.
it with like Forza graphics and just do stock car racing where you just smash into fuckers and oh my god, that would be so amazing. That bowl where you used to like all like
Hell
line
yeah.
up, and then you just wah bam and you'll fly in the air. Can you
I used to play
imagine
the
that?
shit out of that game back in the day.
And the Signosis, they had Pandemonium as well. Do you remember that? The fucking jester and the clown and shit, and you jump along. This was
No,
platform.
I don't remember that game.
But yeah, Destruction Derby. Yeah, buy Signosis, Microsoft, if you're hearing me. What about you, James? What would you say?
This would never happen, but Bethesda. Because
That's
take,
actually a really good point you made there.
take Todd Howard and go Fable, and just give him 5 years, and
I would
just
love a
just
Bethesda
to
Fable.
see
Yeah, that'd
what
be cool.
would get produced. It would be glitchy.
Are you
as
a
hell,
chicken chaser?
but yeah, Bethesda have got loads of stuff. They got like Wolfenstein, Evil Within.
Yeah, Doom.
They've got Doom, and it would just go with because obviously like Xbox is like the shooter box. Well,
Yeah, but Xbox can't
But-
play Bethesda games or shit.
Well, in this generation, I reckon their next console release is just. I mean, the Xbox One X already shits over the PS4 Pro. So, you know,
What about
the problem is sorry, go ahead.
No,
Alex.
carry on talking. I was going to change the subject.
I was just saying that the problem with them releasing these half steps as far as the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, I feel like it's too late this generation. Sony's already won this one. I wish Xbox would have waited for the next generation and then just brought out this fucking monster of a console. You know, I just
Yeah.
don't think there was any
It doesn't.
point.
It
I
doesn't
think-
even need to be a console. It needs to be an IP and something that really just fucking decimates everyone. You know, like if they created a new Master Chief or they created something that would just like the reason why Halo took off is because you were immersed into that game. You were the Master Chief, and everyone loved that. So if they created something on that kind of level, an IP that you could play on that console that may let people use their imaginations and play a perfect game, you don't need to buy a new console. You don't need to make a new console.
But it just sounds like that Microsoft needs to get into virtual porn.
but
Well, I'll tell you what, out of all the games on Xbox that I wish I could play is Cuphead. That game looks fucking amazing.
it is fantastic.
No, it's not.
absolutely brilliant.
No, it's not. It's fucking
Did you
hard.
Well, yeah, but I love hard games. Did you ever beat it, either one of you?
I got to a brick wall, and then I got massively into Forza. I'm going to, again, derail it slightly before we move on to Dickhead of the Weeks and stuff. But have anyone here, have you tried VR yet?
Yeah, I've tried the PSVR a couple times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so
I don't
Al
think
won't.
the technology is there yet.
It's not, but you get where it can go, right?
Oh yeah, no, I can
Yeah.
definitely see in 10 years there's gonna be some crazy shit.
So
Yeah, what did you play PSVR wise?
Resident Evil 7.
You did Resident Evil 7
Resident
as
Evil
well?
7, and then I played. There was like this little demo where you're going underneath the ocean and this huge shark attacks you, like you're in a box cage.
Oh, sweet.
That was pretty cool.
That's got to be pretty fucking immersive. Like,
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's
It is, but
insanely
you can
immersive.
see the pixels.
Yeah,
it looks
yeah,
like
it looks like you're looking through a fucking screen door.
Yeah.
It drives me insane.
What you need to do though is you need to get your wife to sort of sit in the room with you and say, like, right, look at the screen now. Every time I get bit by a zombie, I want you to actually bite me.
See, rewinding a little bit though to your point that you just made a little bit earlier was the point of these like 0.5 generation consoles was if nothing else came out of it firstly, it was a branding thing. Like Xbox needed to come back out and go, actually, all this resolution talk for all this time, like shove it up your arse. But the problem with what you were saying with like seeing the pixels, I played the HTC Vive and I didn't get that at all. Like the head, it's like it's the power of the box that you're playing it on can elevate that, so it's not an issue.
Is the minivan, you know.
Exactly. So I think with the 0.5 consoles, if you run PSVR off a Pro or you run whatever they're going to end up third party wise bringing into play on an X, you're not going to have that. The reason why I bring it all up is I've been playing loads of Forza Horizon 3 recently, and like that game's just beautiful anyway. You could just turn around, you can get in like the drone mode and just fly over. And if you like, you've got the sunset and you've got the HDR kicking in where like the pink light like bouncing off the rocks and stuff. That in VR would just be absolutely insane.
That sounds insane. Sounds like it'd also make me sick as a fucking dog. It's like I get sick in VR. 30 minutes is my probably tops before I start getting real sick.
So, like, I've never played VR. Is it full on Connect mode with it, where you move around, or do you use the controller as well?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, it depends on the game you're playing.
Because could you imagine like playing like the boxing game you had for the Wii or something with VR, and you got no
arms?
Yeah, that's Twitch.
Yeah.
So you've got no record, you've got no idea of what's around you, and you just stood in your living room, just wow, just fucking punching things.
Yeah, start putting holes in your wall and shit.
Beating your wife.
Yeah.
Your grandma walks in, you just fucking lay the bitch out like. You know? There's got to be like a safe room to be able to play stuff like that in. I mean, it's common sense.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about VR is with gaming, it's really fun to have people over and you can all sit on a couch and talk shit and play a game. But with VR, you're on your own, you know, and then you look like a fool to everyone else, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, did you see that video of those guys taking the piss, sucking dick, and fucking at some con somewhere? There's like a vine going around, two guys, and then like there's one guy like just taking a big load, and then the other guy's like fucking something, and there's loads of people around him just staring at him. That's amazing. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Jimmy, if we ever go to a con, that's the kind of shit I'm going to do to you. That's what we're going to do.
Why would you go if you're like, right, here's this new headset, here's a list of games that you can try. Why would you go, right, you could play like a dungeon crawler thing, you can get attacked by a shark, which I would not fucking do. You could do all sorts of things. Why would you do the one where you're just like...
You're sucking
some guy's dick.
Like, really?
Because why not? Some people are like, I wonder if I'm gay. I'm not. No, it's not for me.
Well, even if you're not gay, you can live it out in that way, you know?
Exactly.
No harm, no foul.
You could be like,
You can check that box off of your things to do in life.
exactly. Yeah, I suck dick. It was good. Don't edit this wrong, by the way. Oh God. Just quickly around the room, okay? I want you to name a PlayStation 1 or of the equivalent of game that you would love to be rebooted. This the Destruction Derby thing got me thinking. One game you'd love for them to reboot now with next generation console. Yeah?
Can I go first?
Yes.
Do you guys remember Jurassic Park: The Lost World, where you started off as a compy and you can put in the cheat codes to get the Velociraptor and the T-Rex?
Hell
and the
yeah!
Hunter?
Was that on the Sega Genesis, right, or the Mega Drive?
No, this was on PlayStation.
I think it may.
The one before, I know which one you're on about, but no, the one after that was on PlayStation.
I know the one you're on about, yeah. And you had
was that the one that had the park editor, James, where you could actually make your Jurassic Park?
No, that was PS2. That was Operation Genesis. There is another one
Jesus
of those
Christ.
coming out. Yeah.
You actually played as a dinosaur and you jumped on the rocks and you used to catch flies and things as a compy. And then you go for the game, and as you level up, as you go to a different level, you get a bigger dinosaur every time.
I've never played that.
Yeah, that's one Jurassic Park game I apparently have missed.
You were gonna have to get like set up on Mixer or like a stream or something. We're gonna have to do that so you can actually see it. Have a look on YouTube. Jurassic Park: The Lost World, PlayStation 1. It was awesome for its time. It's clunky as hell now.
Every
I'd
game you
love
go back to now
Yeah.
is oof.
I'd
Like
love
the
to see
original.
that
Did you ever play
rebooted.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 or 2 on PlayStation 1?
For days.
Those, I loved those games, but
Yeah,
they
me
look
too.
like dog shit now. So
That's yours.
You know, a game that I would like to see from the PlayStation 1 era again would be probably because I only got a very limited experience with it, and I really wanted to delve deep into it. So I wouldn't mind if they actually ended up starting off by just doing like HD remasters of this game. But I think it is Parasite Eve.
oh, that's a SquareSoft game.
I would love to see a remake of that and Dino Crisis.
Oh, good call. Good call, Dino Crisis. Yeah.
Well, the
Yeah.
last Dino Crisis game that came out was number 3, and it was an Xbox, the original Xbox exclusive. Did you ever play that one? It was Dinosaurs in Space.
Yeah, I played that.
that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just remember the original one. It's
Okay.
basically like Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
How much of that I played was that I think the opening sequence, I remember you started off and you were looking in from slightly outside through some windows. You walk through a little alleyway, you open a gate, and there's this mecha T-Rex thing like coming out of the ground or something. I was like, phew, switch off.
I ain't dealing with this right now.
Mine would be Abe. I'd love for them to go back and revisit Abe's Odyssey or Abe's Exodus.
They did.
just
Oddworld.
left- Yeah, they left it.
They remastered that, man, and they're
They-
doing more in those series for that.
I hope
The
so.
wish has been granted.
I hope so because they looked amazing in 2D. They did, like even today, like they remastered it. I downloaded it, I bought it, but that was the old game. You know, I'd love for them to make a new one. So let's make a new one, people.
In
If they've got it-
3D, or would you like to keep it in 2D?
No. I think you can make something in 2D, but look better. Just like with Abe's Odyssey, you remember the puzzles. I remember going through it like I need to just wait here and press this, and then roll down here and press. Like I remembered a lot of that.
Yeah, those games were hard as balls, man.
They were hard, and I completed Abe's Odyssey, but Abe's Exodus I don't remember much of. I think I played it once. And there was like a spin-off game, wasn't there, for the Xbox 360?
Was that the one where you plays the little fish guy with the flipper on the bottom?
I think he was like a hitman or something stupid. I didn't play it, but I remember there was a spin-off. But like,
Oh, that was the one with like the Wild West one. Yeah, that was the third one in the series.
But
I
I
was
think-
thinking about the second one on the Xbox.
I think you could make a proper franchise out of that. You could like make a Mario Party style version of it where you play different characters and you've got to both do certain things at the same time. I think you could really make money off something like that. I mean, Abe's Odyssey is an IP that could really make money, and I think I'd love to see that regenerated for sure.
Yeah, I think the company that owns it, they are trying. So
I would a game that I don't think it was ever. Well, they may. I know they ported it onto the Xbox at one point, but what I would like to see is a rethought version of the Mist world.
Oh, Myst?
Yes,
Yeah, I love those games.
I read the books. I don't know if any of you guys were.
Did you ever play Myst or Riven?
No.
Any of you?
I remember watching my stepmom play it. She was a big fan of that. So yeah, I do recall it. It's a puzzle game, wasn't it? Mist.
Yeah.
It's a puzzle game. They were point and click kind of adventures that had puzzles to be able to move forward. But I would like to see it more as a full 3D adventure style game that you go in and outside of the world. So you go into the worlds, the main world where the Mist and Revan were created, because it's basically the civilization lived underground, and they were this hugely sophisticated and very smart group of people that created these books, this ability to make these books that you basically become these worlds that you can then physically travel to. And I would like to see, you didn't see so much of what that world was outside of the books, because all the Mist and Revan and Mist 3, they all took place inside one of these books. And I'd like to see something that kind of, incorporated the original world outside of those books and kind of got covered like the downfall of that civilization.
The only
and what
problem
have you.
is I don't think those are really sellers. That's a very niche audience.
And you got stuff like
Yeah, but if they made it into a more an adventure style game, I think it would broaden it, and they could still do it in such a way that really kept the quality of the story and the characters.
the Crystal Maze Mist Edition.
Yeah, who owned this? Was that Sierra that owned that?
I think it was Sierra.
No.
Ah.
James is just kind of fucking bored.
No,
What
I was thinking throughout all of that, I was thinking back over other old games, and I've said this before, I think, is a top-down GTA, but in modern graphics.
Oh
So,
my
like,
God.
GTA 1
Like
or 2.
Satellite.
Yeah,
But you can do that with the modern ones. You
could only do that with 3.
You can do it in 4. On the PS3, I always played 4 with the top.
Yeah, but could you imagine it with like satellite style graphics?
Yeah, but like the thing is, like with the top-down graphics, is like it was because of the way that things are proportioned now. They're proportioned for a 3D world. I'm talking like back, so it's not cartoony in any way. It looks awesome graphics, but it's made to be 2D. Just as like, just to throw out their little indie game, but done by Rockstar. We didn't even talk about it. Red Dead 2's been delayed.
Nintendo DS called Chinatown Wars. Did you play Chinatown Wars?
Yeah, no.
Okay, because that was 10 years ago. They did do one where it was just top down.
Yeah, Red Dead 2's
See, what
been
I would
delayed.
like
We didn't even talk about that.
What?
Red Dead 2 been
Talk about
delayed.
what? Oh yeah, I saw that. What is it?
Yeah.
October 28th?
Yeah,
What's been delayed?
Red Dead.
But that's fine. I just feel bad for everyone else that already had shit scheduled to come out around that time.
Yeah,
I've said this before. Like, I don't mind them delaying things as long as they get it right.
yeah.
You know.
It looks like they're getting it right. Have you seen the screenshot? This, to me, like I thought Assassin's Creed Origins looked like a cut above everything else. This, to me, looks a cut above even that. Like it's just going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, but you can make anything look amazing in Sunset. All the things I've seen, that it does look great. I'm not saying it doesn't, like, but the shots that are in Sunset always look a bit better because of the lighting, and you can do that with anything, can't you? Really, I mean, it's going to be amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think the screenshots, you can't judge a book by its cover. We need to see some gameplay now. We need to see what this fucking baby can do.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So is that it? We all agree. Okay, dickhead of the week. Let's move on to this shit. All right. Has everybody got a dickhead of the week this week?
I never have one.
Yeah.
Well, I've got...
I literally just found one. So
okay, we're gonna go with our guests first. So Justin, the one you've just found. I'm eager. Let's hear this.
okay, my dickhead of the week. It's Nolan Bushnell. Did you see that he got his award taken away from him?
Who's Nolan Bushnell?
He was the founder of Atari, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, he was supposed to get the Pioneer Award at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco this year, but it came out that in the 70s,
So he's not the dickhead.
No, he's not the dickhead. It revolves around him, though. The dickhead is the committee that pulled his award just because of all the SJW bullshit. Like, oh no, he used to talk about women, like he used to hit on women. He never raped a woman. He never touched a woman inappropriately. He just had a mouth on him back in the 70s. And this is all coming out now because he used to flirt with women in his staff. So they pulled his award just for that because all these feminazis
Me too, hashtag Me Too people.
Yep, all these feminazis on Twitter. So that really fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
The thing is, right, we're a young podcast and we're only just getting our audience. And I'm probably going to lose a few of our listeners now, but like the 70s and the 80s were different times. And people were brought up differently, and they spoke differently, they act differently.
Well, cultural norms were different.
Yeah, cultural norms were different. Not to mention
worldviews were different.
Not to mention he's come out in the 80s saying, I treated a lot of people like shit. I apologize. He's apologized for this years ago. I mean, This guy will pay for calling a woman's tits awesome for the rest of his life just because he said it in the 70s. I mean,
But
You
tits
better not
are
have-
awesome.
They are awesome. I agree. But this is what I'm talking about. Is nowadays everything has to be filtered. You're not allowed to ever make a mistake, even in your past. It doesn't matter that you made a mistake. You're fucked. Apparently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's bullshit. I can understand if you're like Cosby and you're like fucking everyone that's asleep. Doesn't matter if you're an animal or a person, you know? But this guy didn't do anything wrong other than maybe lipping off a little bit. You know? It's just this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This world is turning into a place that I can't wait to die.
And sadly, this world's turning into a place filled with people that can't wait till you die.
Oh no, that's fine.
Not me, Justin.
I mean,
not me, Justin. I love you the way you are.
I don't know.
Well, we're amongst, like-minded fellows here, so
I mean, I would totally be on these people's sides if he was raping people and shit like that.
Yeah,
Then
but-
there's never an excuse for that. I don't care if it was the fucking 1820s. You know what I mean?
I'm with you right there. With you right there. Totally. With that shit. Weinstein, you can burn in hell, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Right. Garrett, what you got for us, biatch?
Okay, so this one's, I think, pretty much. I think he's pretty much geared more to an American audience. But there's this guy back in the, I want to say, early 2000s, mid 2000s. A thing called payday loans got really big, and they were all over the place. And they were means for people with low income to be able to get a quick loan. Stop sending me shit. It's going to come through on the podcast. They have these payday loans that, people could, get like a quick $500 and, pay it off on their next paycheck or pay it off over a couple of payments. But they were very predatory in that the language used in the contracts to get into them were not clear on what the actual payment process was. So people would start seeing, deductions from their accounts as was pretty clear in the paperwork, and they're thinking that their loan's getting paid off, but in the in the small print, there was stipulations saying, so what you're seeing for like the first 5 months of payments are just, refinance fees. And it's not until the 5th month that you start paying off the balance or the principal of the loan on top of that. And then, so they're getting these small payments. And then on like the 5th month, all of a sudden their payment goes from $50 to $190. And they're like, what the fuck?
That's terrible.
And these, and they would try to not pay them, or they would have to close like their bank account to keep them from being able to get their money deducted, because they signed up for automatic, deductions. But once you get to that 5th month that you start getting, $50 to almost $200, it's like these people don't have that money. And then the collection tactics were very predatory, very aggressive, very just bad shit. And one of the main people that was doing this was this guy by the name of Scott Tucker. You Brits might know who he is because he was very popular, I guess, in the racing scene, in like the GT style racing. He raced with Ferraris and what have you. He wasn't a NASCAR driver. He wanted to make some supplemental income, and he ended up opening a bunch of these payday loan places. And one of the sneaky things that he would do is he'd create them under these shell companies, and then have actual Native American tribes be the physical owners of the actual loan
Company.
shark company itself. And it would allow him to get past the regulations that required licenses for certain states. So it would allow him to operate in states that he wouldn't normally be able to operate under. And he couldn't then be prosecuted because they're owned actually by these Native American tribes that have an immunity. So the states couldn't, try to sue him, because Native American tribes have immunity. They can't be sued by state governments. They can only be sued or litigated by the federal government. And he was fucking people over for years, and he ripped off $2 billion from poor people,
What?
basically,
That's awful.
by doing these predatory loans. I guess the good story is he just got I think it was within the last year, so he got found out, and the federal is it the FCC? I think it's the FCC sued him and got a almost $2 billion judgment against him, and it basically wiped him out financially.
Good. Cunt.
And then a couple of years later, he actually got criminal charges brought against him, and he's doing 16 years in prison.
Fucking fantastic. Fantastic. Like, I mean, I reckon there are a few more people. There are a few more Tuckers in the world, because
and there's still payday loan companies still exist, and they're still
oh man,
the
they're like on
dirtbag
every
companies.
block in this town. Sick.
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, there were a booming thing a while back, and excuse me, a quick burp then. And I'm honest. I've used a payday loan before. Like, I'm not the richest guy in the world, but I've always paid it, and I've never not failed on my payments. I've always used it when I've really needed it, and then paid grudgingly. I've paid back the extra and the money. But a lot of people can't afford it because you pay, like, the APR on it is like something like 4,000% APR. Like,
oh, I know, it's ridiculous.
And like, they're preying on people that need that money the most. It's not like you don't get some fucking guy in a mansion needing a payday loan. I need to borrow £80, please. They don't do that shit, and they're the worst people in the world. They're the velociraptors in the long grass. They are absolutely.
And this one hit me personally because prior to me going to prison, part of the financial shit that I got myself into that, motivated me to try to do something drastic is, robbing a bank, was I got in deep on a couple of different payday loan places.
Oh, see, that's terrible.
And they basically just let me, get bent over their knee as they jammed a fucking, not even a dildo. They used a straight up fucking push broom stick up my ass.
Wrapped with barbed wire?
Wrapped with barbed wire and sandpaper.
Negan's butt.
I'm laughing at this, but crying at the same time inside. I mean, that's terrible. Like, and they do, like, I've heard about these companies that they're brutal. They ring people at 11 o'clock at night, and they're constantly ringing every hour and sending people around, sending emails, texts, and things. And like because it's like I said, it's like 4,000, 5,000 APR. Like, that interest is constantly just building up and building up and building up, and they're the worst companies in the world. I think you've picked a fucking winner there for Dickhead of the Week. That is terrible, and I'm glad this guy's got his comeuppance, and I'm sure that there are others out there that will too.
And I got him from a pool. So Netflix, because we've been talking about Netflix shows. Netflix has this new documentary series called Dirty Money.
Oh, I really want to watch that. Is it good?
And I found out about him because he was profiled on one of the episodes of that.
Oh, wow!
It was really
Definitely
fucking awesome to watch because they did the filming prior to him going to jail, and right after he got his ass fucking blown open by the lawsuit.
Literally.
So they start off by watching the repo guys taking his expensive race cars and whatnot.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful episode, and it kind of made me feel good inside at the end of it.
And that's greedy bastards getting their comeuppance, and I fucking love that. I love that. Oh,
but there's also the very last episode of that show does a expose on Trump.
Oh, really?
And it is fucking enlightening.
Oh my! Don't do this to me. I've got 2 weeks off now, and I've got to fucking find something to do.
I think there's only like 5 or 6 episodes, so there's 8 hours, maybe, of something for you to do.
I'm trying to work out how long my wife's in work. What about you, Jimmy? Have you got a dickhead of the week?
Not a dickhead. Just a funny thing that I'm not going to take a lot of time explaining. I saw a story earlier that apparently generally it's the world we live in moment of two YouTubers organized a boxing match and people tuned in to watch it. Like actual YouTubers met up, had a real boxing match, actually beat the shit out of each other.
YouTubers?
Oh, I don't know their names, but they're like big people.
Was it Logan Paul and
but
Mike Tyson?
At the end of it, he called out Logan Paul. So yeah, I reckon what we're going to see is a trend of like YouTube beef getting like settled in a Conor McGregor sort of fashion of just like, what
about you and McGregor?
Conor McGregor.
Jimmy, can you talk about the one I've just sent you while I go for a piss?
2 seconds then.
Right there.
Yeah. While Al's relieving himself. So
I'm sorry,
I think
guys.
he's all. Oh, he's back. He's back.
I've been waiting for a long time for that piss. I've been waiting since 1492. There have been civilizations that have lived and died in the time I've waited for that piss. It's been fucking amazing to wait for.
Did you guys get the picture of
Yes.
Spice Girls?
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. But I mean, is that honestly a surprise to anyone?
Okay, are we recording? Yeah,
We're recording.
You didn't get my awful Scottish impression, did you?
Oh,
What's wrong with the picture?
Okay.
So I didn't
there's
notice this.
Go down, Garrett. Look at the picture down.
Okay, so there's a picture of the Spice Girls. Apparently, they're doing a reunion.
Zoom in on her phone.
Not that anybody gives a fuck about the Spice Girls reunion, but so they took a group photo of them all together, all 5 of them, all looking pretty fucking hot, to be honest. Still, Jerry Halliwell would definitely fucking get it from me.
I've got her Playboy issue.
Really?
Which one's that? This one?
It's the redhead.
Oh, this one.
Ginger Spice.
Yep.
Ginger
I like
Spice. Sorry, I got ginger beer. And on this group photo, if you zoom in to the left of this photo, you'll see a white smartphone. And on the white smartphone, there is a line of cocaine ready, all laid out, ready to be shoved up someone's nose.
No shit.
But like I said,
I mean, what? There's a I would say a coffee mug, but they're British, so it's a tea mug. Maybe it's just sugar for the tea.
Yeah, I reckon that it's a line of sugar ready to go into the tea.
They don't put it in tea. They just take a sip of tea and then they snort the sugar.
That's what we do in the UK. We go, okay, but it's a full line now and pour. We don't do that shit. No, that's definitely a line of coke. It's got to be. And like, I'm not surprised. I don't give a shit. It's show business. Cocaine is everywhere in show business. Everyone knows this shit, right? But like, these guys are like British ambassadors.
No, they are not.
Yes, they
don't
fucking
make
are.
them out
like,
to be bigger than they
the
are.
Mug. The mug behind him has got the Union Jack on it. Wherever they go, they drive in buses with Union Jacks on it. They are like, they represent Britain on the biggest, baddest scale ever. Like, there's the Spice Girls,
Yeah, and it's obvious that British people love their Coke, so they're just representing.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Honestly, I really don't. But all it does is make people realize that you're nothing but a dirty hoe. Really.
I would say it would be a lot worse if it was like a baggie of meth.
Or like a used condom with cum still in it on her phone,
The way
with a little bit just left on the side of her face.
The way that Mel B looks, I'm pretty sure it is meth.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's my decade. Right, and now I've got a cunt. I was looking at the Marvel Encyclopedia then, sorry. I really shouldn't do when I'm doing a podcast.
I've been doing a lot. I've been kind of binging Smodcast.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which is why I've been so behind on everybody else's. But they're constantly looking up on their phones or on their computer when they're doing their podcast. So don't fucking feel bad. If Kevin Smith thinks he can do it, then you can do it as well.
Alex is like an ugly version of Kev Smith, really, if you look at him.
You mean there's a good-looking version of Kevin Smith?
No, there's just a worse-looking version, and Al is it.
Okay.
I wish I had Kevin Smith's money, that's for sure. Okay, now look, this is very rare for me, like, but comedic timing, I love it. Yeah. No, I'm not gonna fart on the mic. I did last week, but Jimmy didn't catch it on audio. Anyway,
Well, thank God he caught it this time.
there is a cunt of the week this week, and I very rarely say this, not because I don't like the word. I love to say the word cunt, but
Especially with the British accent.
Yeah, well,
There's
isn't
not
that
a
pretty
sexier-
much in the vernacular over there? I mean, I hear a lot of British people say cunt. So.
and it probably means a lot more over here than it does over in America as well. Cunt is like the worst word to say, but we like to say it because we're Thors-Kin, motherfucker. Anyway, my cunt of the week this week is a woman called Martina Big. Has anybody seen this trend? Martina Big.
No.
No.
She was born a white woman, right?
Oh, is this the woman who thinks she's black?
She's had 3 tan injections. She's had hair fucking she's had hair fucking made look afro, and she's had lip collagen things, and she now thinks she's a black woman. And
So she did the reverse Michael Jackson, basically.
She did the reverse Michael Jackson.
Yeah, she's the one that's trying to bring about that like transracial shit now, right?
I identify as a black woman.
Pretty much. Yeah.
This is not right in any way, shape, or form, is it? It's not. It's not right. You can't do this. You can't sit. I can't sit there and go, from now on, I am Chinese. But I can make the accent.
Hello.
My name is Ah Huang. Like, I can't do. That's horrible. Like, people will look at me and think that's horrible. Imagine imitating that every single fucking day to the whole fucking world. Like, oh, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, this woman, she sounds like she's from Eastern European, which says it all. Latch on to another fucking country and like.
So she's just doing it Slavic. I mean,
Look, I'm gonna. I don't want to play the video because it ruined the feed, but I'll send. I wish you could see. I'm playing it.
I've seen the picture of her. She's the one that has tits that she has to push around in a wheelbarrow, right?
holy fucking shit! Holy shit!
What is that?
That Philip Schofield's face is like, what are you doing right there? Wait till she comes back on.
Is that your guys' version of what was it?
Hey, look at this.
Jesus Christ.
Regis and Kelly. Is that the British
Yeah.
Regis and Kelly?
That's
Quite
Philip
possibly.
Schofield.
I don't know who they
Holly
are.
Willoughby. Everybody wants to fuck Holly Willoughby. Look at that!
Jesus!
But... I'm gonna have nightmares after watching this.
This is the worst thing I've ever seen. You can't fucking have what is it?
Transracial.
You can't be transracial. I can't
Yeah, that's what they used to say about transgender. So I think you're just being a bigot, Alex.
Yep.
I think you need to suck my dick. Like,
She's a dude playing another dude.
I mean, this
I
is
love the Tropic
2018. So
you can't be transracial. You can't be like, you know what? Today I'm feeling a little bit black. You know, you can't.
You know, if I wake up feeling a little bit black, I take a Prozac and I'm feeling better.
This is just the worst. This is like having gay naked dudes wander into a fucking Muslim temple. Like, you can't do that. Like, you may think it's
What, riding on a pig?
That's extremely bigoted.
just not like
BB-8's looking around.
okay. You may feel like at these day and age you can make your own decisions and do whatever you like, but there's a certain amount of respect that's got to be had.
Yeah,
you know, you can't
there is.
you can't be walking around with these BB-8 lips.
Right, let's
No.
wrap
This
this
kid was
shit
seriously
up.
like looking around randomly.
Yeah.
You've
not gonna do
you've
it now.
broken his BB-8, Al.
Oh, I'm sorry.
With crazy white black middle somewhere along the line woman.
yeah.
What's
She
her
needs to be
name?
arrested.
What's her
Martina Big.
Martina
You know,
Vick.
she's not the first person that's come out here in America.
Yeah.
We had a woman that was pretty much high up in the NAACP who was claiming she was black, and she was a fucking white woman.
Yeah, I did see. I
So-
did see this.
I mean, and then look, we have Eminem who thinks he's black. So I think transracial shit has been around for a while. You know what I mean? So,
I think there's a difference between.
I don't think Eminem ever came out as trying to say identify as a black person.
yeah, he has a couple of his songs. He says that he identifies more as a black person than a white person.
Yeah,
Even
but-
that tirade that he did against Trump.
Yeah,
I
but
distinctly remember him saying, "It's because I'm white. It's because I'm white." On one fucking track. I think,
yeah, that's more of a metaphorical thing, whereas that fucking
Yeah.
Bigfoot woman
There's
that we
nothing
just saw
metaphorical
was
about that
very literal. Right, let's wrap this show because
Yeah,
I
I
need
don't-
to get to bed. I need
don't
to
think
go.
she's doing it. I don't think this woman is doing it to be an asshole. I think that something in her mind is obviously,
Broken.
yeah, or just, you know,
Yeah.
off.
she needs to be sent to those fucking tunnels with the dirty
With the
water.
Mayans, with the vegan shit.
S- Swim in
Yes.
there with your vegan shoes on.
Ay vey.
Okay, you want to wrap up now, Jimmy?
Yeah, I need to get to bed. I'm working in the morning, and these ignorant bastards live in a different time zone. Least they could do is make time work differently to make it more suitable for us.
How dare you?
Hey,
I know
how
it's so rude of
I got
them.
over here early. We could have done this 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to say quickly before we finish. We are on fucking everything right now. We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher.
Cocaine, methamphetamine.
Hanging out with the Spice Girls.
I've been working really fucking hard this week. We're on Podbean. We're on Podcast Addict. We are on Stitcher. We're on iTunes. We're everywhere now. Thors-Kin, motherfucker. So, like, give us a subscribe on Podbean, YouTube, whatever, and give us some love because Daddy wants some love.
Daddy wants some love. Let's never finish a podcast like that again. Daddy wants some love. Guys, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure.
It's
Absolutely.
awesome hanging out with you guys.
Well,
Thank
we'll
you
do it
guys
again.
for joining us, Garrett and Justin. We love you very much. We'll do this.
We need to have both of you. I know we're gonna have Alex on our show here soon, but we
Yeah.
need to have fucking both of you come and get the full
We will.
facial experience that is Garrett and Justin triggered.
Yeah, we will. Definitely.
We have to tone ourselves down when we come on.
Yeah, it's no holds barred on our show.
Oh, I can't wait. I've got half a liter of whiskey in me. I can't wait to fuck your show up. Oh,
Good. Yeah.
So,
okay?
so before
you,
we
Garrett
actually
and
go, what are we doing with Superhero Bar Fight? Are we doing that throughout the week?
Tomorrow.
I think you guys need to retire that. That bit's done. It's over. Nobody gives a fuck.
Oh, nobody gives a fuck about you.
everyone loves Superhero Bar Fight. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get Superhero Bar Fight done. I could do the joy of editing. We'll whack it in there. Right, I'm out.
Yo.
I'm
Peace
done.
out, guys.
See you in a bit,
Take
guys.
care.
Thank you, Garrett and Justin. Thank you, Jimmy. And yeah, we've been Thors-Kin. Peace out, bitches.
Welcome to Superhero Bar Fight, the first semi-finals of our very first tournament. Breaking it in.
Yeah.
How you find it so far doing it this way round?
It's good. It's been a good little prototype for us, hasn't it? Because now, because of this, we're looking at all different formats, different ways of doing the tournament and stuff. So this is a good way to break it in. We haven't got a name yet, but you know what? We can do like a big.
We'll do a name for the second one. We
Yeah,
might
we
we
will.
might even have a name for this one. Who knows? Anyway, right.
By next week.
Yeah, let's get straight to it then. So, Agent Venom took the victory against Master Chief, which the more I'm looking into that, by the way, Al, we got that completely wrong. Even though I'm like a massive Halo buff, I kind of wanted to put my pride to one side and think Agent Venom's pretty cool. But he won. That's what we called it at the time. So Agent Venom moved forward, and he's going up against Red Hood today. So should we go straight
I
to?
think we got it right. I actually do think we got it right. I think Agent Venom is very much overpowered compared to Master Chief. Spectacular, but
It's that suit, man. The more I thought about that suit, the more I thought, nah, it wouldn't have happened. Right, let's get straight into the shakedown then. So, first up is Agent Venom. Going back over the things that obviously we've already talked about with this guy, so we'll just skip straight through it. His super strength and agility and his healing factor, I think, are going to be a huge one in this. Going up against someone who isn't necessarily super strength or sort of like that supernatural element. Wall crawl and the spider senses, again, going to be a huge part of any sort of countering that you can do to the tactics of Red Hood, and the matter generation being the tentacles and things like that. The part that took the victory over Master Chief in the first round is something that I don't think we can overlook in this one. So how do you think Red Hood's going to stack up just in terms of a quick list down his abilities?
Well, obviously he's been trained by Batman. That's all most people need, you know. He's an expert in martial arts. He's a marksman. He's a very clever guy, genius intellect, and he's got a lot of rage. Also, his acrobatic skills as well. He uses the cables that Batman uses, and all those as well. The Bat toys, all those amazing toys, the plastic and the you know, all the vehicles you could probably borrow off old Bruce.
All right, old Bruce. Mind if I take the van out?
Nah, it'd be more like, I'm taking the fucking van. Tell me no.
So where are we this time? So far, we've had a bar, and we've had a canyon and a valley and a boat, and some random place in.
I reckon they should
Halo
be in a
Island.
bar.
I reckon we could get away with it. I reckon it might be a bar in Gotham, though. I reckon Red Hood has just about had it with putting up with Batman's bullshit for the day. So every night, I reckon he goes home and he just does the long walk of shame, just walking home thinking, oh, my life's so shit having to put up with this guy. And he pops into some dive hole, like literally you can fit 5 people in at bar, and just does a few shots of whiskey while he contemplates his life. I think Red Hood does that.
Yeah, and they've always got the neon light in the background and the window flashing, and
one of the letters missing.
Keep rubbing the towel over the oh, what a big what's got you down, sunshine?
Batman won't let me have his van.
He let me die, goddammit.
However these guys meet, it is going to be one crazy ass show. It would just be utter chaos. Do you think the one thing I'm struggling when we do this is the whole planning element. I think if Red Hood had time to plan something out, he could go up against a lot of people that fist to fist he'd get annihilated by, in the same way that Batman taking down Superman. He'd need time to plan.
I think if Jason Todd had time to plan, I don't think Agent Venom stands a chance, because I think his ultimate weakness is supersonic sound, isn't it? It suits up. So, like, I'm pretty sure Batman would have something like that at his disposal. So he'd make a trap. If it was just a spare of the moment thing, it would be a bit difficult to try and find something like that. But with his genius intellect and he's quite clever, he could probably rustle something up. Maybe.
I reckon he could tap into some weird program that Batman's got going on that turns smartphones into, I don't know, into some like ultrasonic radio frequency crap. I reckon that could happen.
Yeah, and I think because he's quite fast and he can swing around and whilst laying down fire from his Berettas at the same time as throwing plastic and all kinds of shit. Like it wouldn't be an easy fight for Venom, but at the same time, Agent Venom's got a lot of spunk as well. He's got
attitude. He's badass. He knows what he's doing. I think on this, I think it would be a case of he's got a contract to take Red Hood down more than anything. And I reckon he's going to go into that bar. He's watched him. He's done his intel. He's watched his long walk home, and he knows that he goes in there for 3 shots, and he's waiting to hear that second shot go down, and goes, "Give me another." And at that point, when he's had 2 shots and that's just starting to hit him, he knows to hit him then. I reckon he's not even just going to wait around. I think he's just going to barge straight in there with tentacles flying.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He can stand outside. His tentacles come flying through the window. I nearly said testicles then. That would have been a different story. Tentacles come flying through the window. They wrap around Jason Todd and they just rip him from the bar outside the window into the street. That's a bit more.
Almost like an Injustice 2 moment going from one stage to another.
Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people, because like Jason Todd's a wanted man, he's a murderer. Like he goes around gunning people down with Berettas. Like bigger people have tried to take down Jason Todd and failed. Even Batman himself, you know. So this is going to be difficult. If he's got one over on Jason Todd, like I've just said, like it literally just a case of snatch, grab, snap his neck, walk off, go and scratch your bollocks, go for a shower. You know, it's very quick.
I reckon it would be a fair fight of dragging him out into the street though, like that. But at that point, Jason Todd's gonna know to watch out for the tentacles. He's given away that one thing that he didn't give away to Master Chief, and at that point, he's a clever guy. He's gonna know what to to keep the distance, so it takes time to reach him. I reckon there's gonna be lots of laying down plastique mines on the floor, so at that point he's going to force Agent Venom up into the air, and that in Gotham is going to be Red Hood's in my opinion is weak spot. Is that yes, Red Hood's got some grappling hooks to try and get around, but Agent Venom is just going to be everywhere at once.
They use the Bat family. They use a lot of smoke and stuff, don't they? They use a lot of decoys and smoke, and they throw the smoke pellet down. They're gone. They're literally just gone. Like so if he's going to rip out into the street, he throws them across the street, hits a car, like they always tend to in films. He throws a smoke pellet down, and he finds a corner to try and gather his thoughts and think of something. And like you said, at the same time, he's thrown down some mines or something, and he's laying down fire with his Beretta. But it's just going straight through Agent Venom.
It's just going to blow holes in his feet like he's on some fucking patrol in Afghan, and he's just going to be back at it in 2 minutes. That's just how fast he heals. It's horrendous. I don't think he's going to be able to sort of keep him at bay for long, and if he does get away with some sort of smoke bomb, the second that he tries to launch an attack, his spidey senses are going to kick in. Like how would Red Hood get around his spidey senses?
I don't think he could. I see, like without the spidey sense, without the matter regeneration, and without the healing factor, take them things away. Oh, and the webs, the organic webs. Take all them things away, and they're an even match. With those 4 added abilities, I don't think Jason Todd stands a chance. Don't forget, like Agent Venom, he can swing just as much as Spider-Man can, whilst laying down fire, whilst being impenetrable, whilst being able to heal. There's no chance for Jason Todd. I think it'd be a good fight, lots of explosions, lots of bullets, but towards the end, I think he's just gonna.
It'd be like watching a sick puppy, wouldn't it? Just
crawling.
It wouldn't be nice, I don't think, towards the end.
Yeah, and I think Jason Todd could get away. I think he could definitely get away. But as a toe-to-toe fight, it's not going to go down very well. I mean, like I said, if he had time to plan and get the supersonic ray or whatever he could use, whatever Batman has got in his cave, then it's more of a fair fight. Then he could draw the symbiote out of Agent Venom, and then all you've got is a legless Flash Thompson on the floor.
I think his story is it's the same dude.
Yeah. So without the symbiote, he's capable but legless, and
that's like saying Red Hood wouldn't be a match against the Punisher if he didn't have his weapons and his gadgets and his Batman training. That's the whole point in it. So I think you're right. I think Agent Venom's going to take it.
Yeah, he's gonna have to, isn't he? If we gave this to Jason Todd, they'd be like, "Oh, he's just doing it because he likes Batman." But I'm trying to be fair.
That's what I did with Master Chief last time. Was just like, "Oh, god damn it!" So Agent Venom moving forward. I'm liking this 10-minute format. Just keeping it nice and short. Agent Venom moving forward to the final. which is going to be next week. So the other semi-final, though, coming up straight after this, probably going to be uploaded one after another. It's going to be on the podcast directly one after another. So stay tuned and give us a thumbs up and a share and a subscribe, guys.
Give us some love.
Give us some love. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Peace out.
I'm recording it like I'm recording a podcast way too early. I will do Kratos, and you can do Darth Maul. Let's do it.
Is it Kratos and not Kratos? I said called him Kratos once before.
Yeah, let's do Kratos. Right, so round 2, not round 2 at all. The second part of the semi-finals. Christ, get it right, Jesus. Second part of the semi-finals. Kratos, or as he's lesser known in the PS4 world, Kratos, versus Darth Maul. So Kratos took the win against Wonder Woman last week. I think that we did that. I think pretty much an absolute stalemate all the way through to the last moment of where they're both on their knees. And that one other weapon, when all they've got to do is look at each other. That's all they can. The only energy they can muster. Kratos happened to have Medusa's gaze, and that's it. She's stone. And Darth Maul pretty much just anally destroyed the Joker.
Yeah, he turned him into a clown kebab.
Yeah, I think that was maybe a little bit of a wasted spot. Like you know, when like a kid gets a place in a swimming competition because their dad's the head teacher, something like that. Like that was the Joker with you, but we let it happen. I
chose it because they were both villains at the top of their game. You know, that's why I chose it, and that's what we're gonna have to do with this thing.
That's fair enough.
I'd like to know how, like, you know, the weakest people would die against the hardest people. You know, it's quite fun to talk about. But Darth Maul's got his double lightsaber. He's good with the Force. He's acrobatic. He can do his mind probing as well, which I think is going to come into play a lot here, and the shadow tactician as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure that last point's going to come too much in use against this. I think this is very much like you're drunk on a night out and some big-ass dude is getting in your face. You have not got time to plan for it. The superhuman strength with Kratos and his agility and acrobatics to match pretty much anything Darth Maul can do. The Blades of Chaos, I'm loving thinking about how that's going to match up against a double lightsaber. Again, Medusa's gauge and the control of the elements are going to come into this. Do you know what? This is the matchup that I've been excited for most since we decided the previous rounds before it. When I realised that we were going to be doing this one, this is going to be close, and not in just a punch for punch way as when Kratos was against Wonder Woman. Ability-wise, this is actually really interesting.
It is, because I think you can throw swords on chains as much as you like at Darth Maul, but all he's going to do is windmill those fucking lightsabers, and
exactly.
They're gone.
He's going to hold his right bumper. He's going to do his star card ability that he gets straight from a loot box, and he's just going to fucking, like you say, windmill him away. Will you stop vaping? How many times? We're going to put you against Darth Maul. Darth Maul versus against Darth Vapor.
Let's have a vote. What would you prefer to hear? Me choking on a vape or James choking on my dick? Which one would you like to hear?
We were keeping this PC so it could stand alone, Al. Jesus. Right. So
Push me.
I reckon that first face-off is going to be the Blades of Chaos, the swords on chains flying around everywhere, and Darth Maul just...
Hey, Red Man, suck on my blades, and he throws them towards him, and then he just goes, they're gone, and he's just like, oh.
Pretty much.
That's how you're going to do that.
And I reckon they would be coming straight back at him with the Force, which he'd dodge, but I reckon that would put him on the back foot of, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy ain't pussying around. I reckon he's going to charge straight in and... go in for a couple of punches, but again, Darth Maul going to be doing his Liam Neeson moments of just, you ain't getting me, mate. I'm faster, I'm more acrobatic. I think he's more nimble. I think Kratos he's acrobatic and he's got amazing agility when he wants to jump like the Hulk, or when he wants to scale mountains. Yeah. but I think Darth Maul's more nimble. I think he'd be in and out of those attacks.
I think once Kratos loses those blades, I think that's it. That's game over. I mean, he can lunge at Darth Maul as much as he likes. He's just going to get cut in half.
Yeah, I still don't think he's going to get cut in half. I think he's quick enough for that, and I mean, you could try chopping him in half. He's gonna take some cutting even with a lightsaber. Just being godly. That's the one thing. Instead of being chopped in half like Qui-Gon Jinn, it's a little bit more. I think he's definitely going to get a chance to put his other abilities to test. Did Darth Maul have lightning?
No, but he used the Force quite easily, didn't he? He's very good with the Force, very strong, and that's what I think. That's the only thing I think. He could just push Kratos over, jump on him, skewer him, and just keep doing that. He could keep doing that. I don't think Kratos could get near him. No matter how fast he is, he just keep getting knocked on his ass. And then, of course, you've got the mind probing, which I mentioned earlier in this. Once he gets inside Kratos' mind, he's got like emotions and feelings just like everyone else, and he just claw at them.
I think there definitely would be a moment of where he's on his knees, sort of like screaming in his own head, and the only way to get out of that would just be to just go mental. And I think that's the point where you'd see that Kratos with his lightning and the fire and the wind and all the element stuff. I think there would be a biblical moment with that, because Darth Maul would put him in a bad place, because Kratos has gone through some shit, like some real shit. Like, and he's going to go for even worse in the next game, because his son's going to die. That's going to happen.
Well, that's it. I mean, once you've got loved ones, that's it. You've got a weakness with anyone. So if you go into someone's head, probe them, and make them think that they've killed their own wife or kid or anything like that, I don't know much about the games, but if they can make him feel like it's their fault and that's it. He's just going to give up. He's not going to want to fight. And whilst he's cowering on the floor, I think Darth Maul just takes his head off. It doesn't matter. Like, that lightsaber could take his head off, I reckon. Yeah,
I reckon it's going to end quite similar to the Joker.
You think it's going to? Okay, it's going to get a probe of a different kind.
Yeah, I reckon so. I was thinking that maybe Kratos was just too powerful, like just raw power, until, like you said, those chains are just going to be cut like straight away.
Well, think of all the beasts and the horrible, massive things that you see in Star Wars, and there's tournaments where they take on these beasts, and you see it so many times that Jedis and Siths, that they're trained to take on things like this.
So's Kratos, though. I mean, every God of War game is him jumping on beasts from hell and back that could eat anything. They could eat a rancor for breakfast, like a bowl of Cheerios. Like, they could pour 150 of them in a big stewing bowl and just put some milk in them, and he'll eat them. Kratos has taken stuff like that down with nothing more than a quick time event and bashing square. But like, I just don't think, when you put it back down to that one-on-one, I think Darth Maul's too quick, and that lightsaber, he's got too much over him.
He has, and I'm so gutted we didn't see any more of Darth Maul in these movies, like, because I would have loved to have seen what else he could have done. Because right now we're speculating, I mean, you see what's canon, was canon in the cartoons and the comic books and stuff. But from what we've seen, I think it's going to be a good fight. It'll be entertaining, but Darth Maul to take the victory over. And you keep throwing him more with the Force, the odd stab with the lightsaber to make him feel a little bit more uncomfortable. And then once he's weak and slowed down, he'd get into his mind, he'd make him cry like a girl, and then chop his head off.
Would the Medusa's gaze come into this at all? That's the one thing we haven't. I don't even think it would work on him. I really don't.
No, I don't think so, because he works with the Force. Like, Siths are way more powerful than Jedis, and they're trained to keep their minds clear and things like that. I don't think it'd. No. I think he'd poke his eyes out before that happened anyway.
Yeah, lightsaber, one to his left eye, turn it around, one to the other, and then just off with the head.
Yeah.
Rolls along the floor, tongue hanging out, and then fatality.
And then Darth Maul cuts a nice slice of arm off to take for his lunch. And
Yeah, and now it's got R-rated, so now we have to wrap it up. Well done, Al. Anyway, Darth Maul going through to the final.
That's quite unanimous. That was quite good. That was.
Yeah, I reckon we got that right. But if you disagree, make sure you let us know, whether it's in the comments or on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you sort of like do usually interact with us. And make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. And see you in the final, which is coming up next week. So it'll be Darth Maul, and turn us off now if you haven't watched the episode before this. But it's going to be Darth Maul versus Agent Venom. That's going to be one hell of a face-off.
I'd say so, yeah.
See you next week, guys.
Yeah. Peace out.